Hi, everyone. Welcome to the second half of our first reaction Star Trek Prodigy stream to give people time to actually watch it since it all came out at once. Does everyone want to? Does everyone want to go around and introduce themselves?
Hi,
Starting.
I'm.
Okay.
Oh, go, Joel.
I was gonna say I didn't. Okay. Hi, I'm Joel, and I don't know what else to say. All I can think about is I'm going to STLV in 2 weeks, and I hope I see everyone in the audience there. And Rachel won't be there, so
That's accurate.
sorry.
Yeah.
Me either.
Hey.
So
Hey, if anyone, I probably will be at the convention that's happening in Dallas in November, so people should go to that because that one's easier for me to go to.
I think I'm gonna go to the San Francisco one in January too.
But I can't drive to that one. I could, but it would take
You
a while.
could, but you probably don't want to. Yeah.
My car doesn't want that mileage.
No.
Hi, my name is Marcelo. I'm a writer, podcaster, and a YouTuber.
Hi, everybody. I'm Stanley. I am two of those things, also a writer and a podcaster, but not a YouTuber. Happy to be here.
and I am Jesse, and I am a podcaster and YouTuber of Crusher Convo. And I will not be going to Vegas, but yeah. So Joel, you're gonna have to have a drink on me, just think of me fondly for us and Rachel.
Yeah, have a drink on me. Have a drink on. Have a very heavy drink on me that I have to give you because it's too strong.
Yeah.
That's
I remember that
happened
drink.
last year.
Exactly.
Those mixed drinks were a killer.
They were good though.
For Fathery, yeah. Fathery and I had a thing when we were like, oh my god, a Star Trek convention in Texas, thank God. Like, just drive.
There's one in Chicago too, but
screwed.
it's too close to Vegas. I don't think I can afford it. But.
Yeah. The thing is, I have a problem with like Chicago when that's like the only central option. Chicago is not that close to Texas. It's still expensive for me to get there.
The flight to Chicago costs as much as the flight to Vegas too.
Yeah.
And I don't want to drive. I've done that drive too much. It's too long.
I don't want to do that drive. I don't want to do that to my car. It's not even the time. It's just like the mileage on the car.
You say that till you're like coming home, and then you're like, "It's the time." Oh.
Yeah.
It's the time.
I've driven there for
I did
a
it
concert
once,
and then drove back right away, and I almost. Oh God! Don't do that.
I did not. When I saw Taylor Swift, this was a short day. It was like Houston, so 3 hours. But we drove in, saw her that day, got a hotel, and then drove back the next day. And it was one of those. So I just drove the whole way because my friend was with me. Because 3 hours, I was like, it's too short of a time for me to want to switch. Like for me to want to deal with like getting out of the Buc-ee's and switching. But yeah, I guess we should talk about Prodigy.
Probably.
The second half before we get to
Maybe.
off track, as we're known to do on the first reaction stream. But yeah, I guess if everyone wants to talk about what they thought about maybe this Prodigy, this season 2 overall, especially this second half, since that's mostly what we're talking about here. But no surprise, I loved it. I thought I loved the first half, and I loved it even more. And I loved we got even more of the like legacy characters that I was like, they're like cameos, except they're working really well, and they feel like actual characters, and not just someone who's popped up for a second to give me a fangirl moment.
Yeah,
and,
sorry.
Yeah, it's just really good, and I thought like all the voice acting was really good, even though a lot of these actors aren't necessarily do more in live action than they do in voice acting.
Yeah, this second half was awesome. Like I watched it. I almost watched the whole thing today in a bunch, so the episodes kind of blend together for me. But I had a lot of fun with the unexpected cameos, the character development, the stakes in the second half were cool. Although I don't like how they keep intimating that something's going to happen to one of them, and then it doesn't happen. That's just making me angry. So yeah, that's my only complaint about Prodigy so far. Like Like I like how they're playing with stakes, and I like how things are getting more dangerous for our characters. But I'm like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna do that, you have to take one of them. I don't care if it's a kid show, but you gotta take one of them.
I
But
mean,
still, that's just me.
I think that's too dark for a kid show.
Yeah,
Let's
Kill
go
yeah,
with
all
same
of
stuff.
the children.
Yeah.
No,
I would say,
no.
I would
No,
say, Zero does lose their body. Like
that
that's
is true. That is true. That is true.
that is
Zero
a
had a
painful
traumatic
way.
experience. Yeah.
In a
Like,
very painful way. Radiation and oh my goodness.
yeah.
Radiation. Oh my, yeah. I see. Yeah. No, but I'm so happy that you mentioned Zero losing their body, because I was like, it would have been really awesome if they would have. Again, I love Zero. I just want to say that before I say this, because you guys are people going to think I'm a monster. It would have been great if Zero would have died for like and saved everybody. That would have been really cool. And the reason why I
Okay.
want one of them to die is because I think it's really important to teach kids about grief and how to deal with it.
Okay, but I would say normal adult Star Trek doesn't let characters stay dead. Data's come back
Right.
from the dead how
Right.
many times?
Right, that is true.
Like
Normally Marcelo wants everyone to go to the brig, but today, kids, he's up in the ante.
today on the
Yeah,
show
yeah.
where
Everyone goes to the brig in this
and
guy.
I would say they killed oh my god, I can't think of his name now.
Drake?
Chakotay's first officer.
Yes, they did. The
Agreed.
bird.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Drake,
the
yeah.
agree. Yeah,
I
Drake,
remember
yeah.
like the first time I watched it, seeing his like skeleton and me being like, "Oh my god!" Like,
Winky skull, yeah.
And Dal
what a-
found him, and that's horrifying.
Hmm.
I mean, there's
yeah.
the trauma for the children.
Yeah.
A
what-
Dreek. Chuck A got it in the audience. He got it
Yes.
correct. A Dreek.
What did everyone else who doesn't want to murder the children think about it?
I've been loving Prodigy season 2, and
Yeah.
these 5 episodes in the second half in general were
Yeah.
both great. And I never once thought they should all die, or any of them should die. We have enough other crew members from the ships being erased from existence,
That is true.
It's
That is true.
horrible.
And that's worse.
and kind of worse, sort of, than death. I mean, then because at least if we die right now, people will remember us. But
Right.
I mean, so that's a weird existential thing. But I never went like, well, maybe if they were all dead, it'd be better. No, but and what else? We have a lot. This just filled in a lot of things we never got, and it's probably best. It was fine that we didn't get them. Like we never got a Mir
Yeah.
episode in Voyager, but we get Mir Janeway, so it's fine we didn't get a Mir episode in Voyager. They didn't really need that.
I hated her hair though.
But, I don't
funny 'cause
disagree
this
with
is
that, but I just like
between-
that we got her, and she got a.
Between comics
be
and
evil.
like Star Trek Online. This is like the fourth
Yeah.
version of Mira Jade.
It's
yeah,
true,
Star
but
Trek Online had a good
Close.
Mira Janeway look.
They did.
yeah, the hair was not great, but we got to hear Kate Mulgrew do the voice, so which
That's
online
always
she
great.
probably did too. I
Yes.
don't have alms.
Can you guys explain something to me though? Because I was kind of confused with the whole 7 Borg piece over Mira Janeway's eye, and I was like, are they trying to say she was part Borg? Like
I
7?
assume something happened to her. I don't know why she has that.
Yeah, I assume she had previously been assimilated.
Assimilated. Okay. I wasn't sure, but I
Or
was
she
all like,
killed
gave a
Mir
real
7 and
explanation.
stuck it on her face. I don't know.
I feel like they're like
right. I don't know. A
I feel like they're
souvenir.
just
I
like,
don't
that
know.
looks cool. It kind of mirrors like what Chakotay has going on in his face. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I thought maybe it was like a trophy killing, like how they kind of. But
Well, I
wasn't
wonder
sure.
if Mir Janeway killed Mir Borg.
yeah,
like
it's
in the
like
regular
one
universe.
of those.
Ideas for season 3.
There we go. We need season
I
3.
wonder-
We got to explore this. Janeway is the Borg Slayer in every universe.
There you go. I believe
I
it.
love. So we did get Okada back.
Yes.
Not how I was expecting.
Captain Ponytail
Yeah.
and the disheveled
was-
man.
It
Two
was a
great
good
nick-
way of. It was a good way of how they brought him in, though. It wasn't like shoehorned in, so it was
Yeah.
like something that you would expect to find him in an abandoned ship and be, trying to survive. So
And it wasn't-
I like that little
Yeah.
cameo
It's
there.
very funny because they made it clear, like, oh, we don't want you to like Okada. Like,
No.
and I was
He's
like,
not a friendly DJ here. No, no,
yeah.
no. Maybe he
Forgot
used to
that
be.
about that in Lower Decks. What
I wish
about-
O'Connor and Wesley had seen each other though. That would have been a nice reunion.
Oh yeah. What?
No, Wesley should have seen Dahl playing the game. That should have been the thing. And he just
Oh,
slapped
yeah.
it off his head.
No, no,
No!
absolutely not.
Traumatic memories.
I mean, we don't know that he hasn't.
Yeah, hopefully he has one day.
He insinuates that he's met them before. They just didn't. They just haven't met him before.
Dal wonder why all
Yeah.
his fun things get destroyed at night when he's asleep.
It was a River Song moment where Wesley was River Song. I know you. You just don't know me yet.
Spoilers. Like,
Spoilers.
Get out the book.
Yeah.
and-
No one likes spoilers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I got so much Doctor Who out of these.
oh yeah,
Like,
especially-
oh, yeah.
So much.
I-
Dal
it
saying
does
timey
feel-
wimey. I was like, there it is.
I feel like we've talked about this. The travelers are feeling very time lordy these days.
Yeah, the
Absolutely.
supervisors in the 60s were. This is just up in the ante.
Yeah.
And now that Star
Um,
Trek was mentioned in Doctor Who, it was all like, Will Wheaton could pop up at any time.
That's true. I didn't
Bring
think
'em
that
in.
was. I didn't think that was like a thing, except a fun reference. Until now, they're having a joint like
Panel.
panel
Yeah,
this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's like
that's insane.
I don't know
it's
what they're
insane.
doing.
I don't know what that is.
They're trying to
don't know
break
what
the
that
internet
means.
again.
I think
Yeah,
everybody's
do it.
getting their hopes up. It's just going to be a.
It won't be a
here's
live
what's-
action.
Here's how
Oh,
we
yeah.
inspire each other. It's just
Yeah.
going to be. It's
They
just
could
going to
do
be them fan
another
servicing
comic?
each other.
They'll
I
do-
feel
they
like,
could
I
do
feel
another
like if they
comic.
announce
And I
anything, it'll
will
be something
accept
like another
that.
comic because I don't understand by their corporate overlords how they could possibly make an actual crossover happen.
Because the Doctor Who proper is still owned wholesale by the BBC, but
Yep.
Disney puts up the money for production.
distributes it.
Production.
Yeah,
Right,
that's it.
So I don't know how that could work either.
Yeah.
It could. I
Um,
just doubt it's going to happen.
I mean, to be fair, Kingdom Hearts exists. Like, I guess, Stan, what did you think about these batch of episodes?
I loved them. And to clarify, are we talking about the back half? Because we talked about the
think
first
I got
half.
confused. I
Yeah.
think we just talked about 11 to 15. I
It is
got confused
supposed to be
too,
11 through
so-
15, but I
Yeah, it's
went by
11
what
through
you
15.
said in case
Yeah.
I was wrong.
Well, then let me backtrack my thoughts here.
I
Like,
was doing that too, and I was like,
Yeah,
oh no.
I mean, same thoughts for the whole batch. I loved it. I will admit that when we saw Wesley at the end of episode 10, I went, like I didn't.
The sweater.
I'm not one of the people who thought that was a mystery that needed to be wrapped up. I knew he was off doing time bullshit.
Yeah.
And the season 2 of Picard, Will Wheaton in the Trek universe, not really Wesley cameo, was fine. It's a cute way to get Soji off the stage, as shitty as that was to do to that batch of the crew. All of that said, what they ended up doing with Wesley was really delightful.
Mhm.
I thought he was really interesting and ethereal in a lot of ways, but then also stayed grounded and was really nudging our crew in the right direction. You know, the back half really is Dow getting his shit together in a lot of ways, and that wouldn't happen without Wesley telling him, you know, you do have a bright future ahead, but you need to get out of your own way. And so seeing that was really lovely. This also, like, this did for me what Picard season 3 did for me and Worf. Picard season 3 made me a fan of Worf because he was finally interesting and didn't remind me of my dad. This is the best Chakotay has ever been.
Oh, by far.
And I do think, like, taking a step back and acknowledging the character was created in a very problematic way.
Mhm.
The cultural competency consultant that they hired was a fraud. They didn't properly vet. Doing a conglomeration of tribes was a really tacky way to do it. Not casting a native actor was a really tacky way to do it. Robert Beltran is also a piece of shit. So that being acknowledged, the character of Chakotay in this story was really cool and interesting to see. He was broken, but steadfast in his keeping Starfleet safe by getting the protostar out of harm's way. And then him building back up thanks to our kids was just a really cool thing to see him coming back into his own. I do think it was weird that he named it HMS protostar, because that's some colonialism bullshit happening right there.
I think that was just a Voyage Home reference.
Yeah, but
I think that was just because they were sailing.
yeah, still,
I took
Her
it as
Majesty's
Voyage
ship is not. It's not the cute little nautical reference that people want it to be.
Yeah,
That's fair, but I will say, yeah.
A slave trade. I'm talking about the slave trade.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I know. That's
okay, great. McCoy should have known better too. That being a Klingon ship was at least a little more apt.
But yeah, I remember thinking, because I always liked Chakotay, but I was like, but this character could have been done way better. And I was like, oh yeah, it could have been done like this, like,
Yeah.
stranded in the Delta Quadrant, stranded on a planet. Yeah.
yeah.
Also, I like that this is in this batch of episodes, but bottom half entirely. I love that they lean into it is an intimate friendship.
Mm-hmm.
It is not it's not a romantic relationship with
Except
Janeway.
maybe with the Hollow Janeway it was.
I'm not going to get into that weirdness.
I'm just saying
that's not the vibe that I got from this
I don't think
children's show.
Chakotay is Riker. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he had a 10-year relationship with Hollow Janeway, which is
there
longer.
was one scene where for a second, is he gonna kiss the hologram? Okay, no, he's not. Good. Okay.
They didn't, but you're like,
I think he has a very intimate friendship with both of them, and I think it's really great to see a woman and man having a completely platonic but still intimate relationship. Having that depicted for audiences, particularly children, to see that as a healthy thing, I think is really cool.
Yeah, I agree. Although, there was some stuff I was like, oh, they're not in a relationship. I was like, but they've given plenty of they've given plenty of things that I was like, I'm sure I could go read some fun fan fictions based off these episodes.
Or maybe Hollow Janeway wanted the relationship. That's why he spent all the time outside.
And he was like,
He spent a lot of time out there. There's I mean, it was a small island. What are you gonna do? I know.
Yeah. Jesse, what did you think of these 5 episodes?
Oh, I don't know. I think I probably screamed in episode 13 at one particular part. But in the Chakotay part, I do agree with Stan. I think this is the best that they've written for Chakotay. And I do like that as Janeway being like his best friend, that hologram of Janeway is more like anchored him this whole 10 years that he was stuck there. Right. So I did get like a season 1 Picard vibe, where like Picard was alone at the vineyard and just going to die alone and didn't have his family and friends and things like that. And Chakotay had to learn to be a team again when the kids showed up. And that was kind of how Wesley had to be later on in the later half of this second part. Because again, Wesley hadn't really been with the team. He's just been with the travelers kind of doing their own thing, but he had to work without his powers. So I think that was a good message that, you can do things on your own, but you're always better together when you have that kind of support. And I think that's what they were trying to depict through this part. Yeah. But for me, I, again, agree with Stan when it comes to that Wesley finally being written to his potential. Back in TNG, everyone always just dogged on Wesley because he was too smart and made the adults dumb and all this stuff. So there was a lot of hatred for him. And then now all of a sudden, this is his way of being like, I'm here and I'm doing what I'm doing at best at. And he's helping the kids and he's helping find Chakotay and Janeway. And it had nothing to do with really the TNG cast. It had to do with the whole, Starfleet and everything, trying to keep that timeline intact. And so it was good to see Wesley how we've been wanting to see him. So that I got very excited about. And of course, our 5 minutes of or 2 minutes of Beverly was just the best ever.
I liked her hair.
Her hair did look really good. I remember thinking that, but I did love. I was like, oh, we're checking in with what she's up to in that weird time.
I love
she
how
apparently
awkward it
Couldn't
was
find her.
Didn't like.
when they mentioned Picard. She got really awkward, and I thought
Yeah.
that was
Oh, I
amazing.
loved
He's
that.
like,
I
how's
relished
Jean-Luc? And
it.
she was like, I don't know.
I don't know. And like, but you could tell like in the way that Gates even
Yeah.
acted it out was that it hurt her that she had it seen and that his priorities was something else, you know? And I also like that they mentioned that it was hard to find her, that they had to twist some arms in Starfleet Medical to try and even get a hold of her. And I really enjoyed that because she was doing her own thing for a very good reason.
Yeah. I did like, and I think the show goes on this too, that as soon as I saw her, my next thought was like, Wesley, call your mother. Like, I was like, I
Wesley,
think that
call
might
your
be
mother.
proof that I'm an adult now. 'Cause that was my first thought.
Yeah, when I saw her pop up, in the second batch of episodes, I lost my mind because I wasn't expecting her at all. But
Yeah.
it completely makes sense that she would be a person to consult if Janeway is trying to figure out how to understand, Wesley Crusher as a traveler dude, and not just
Yeah.
Wesley Crusher. So it was just great seeing her for that little bit.
I also love they have to. They're like, oh, we have to acknowledge Nemesis, like real
Yeah.
quick because Kate Booker was in that.
Shinzon incident, yeah.
Yeah.
But like he was just saying is that was a good way of showing that Beverly hadn't seen Wesley, trying to put that in a way. I kind of like ignore Nemesis because they did cut out all of Wesley's scenes and he was just there at the dinner table. Yeah, so I was like, that didn't exist. We'll just pretend he's like a hologram because he couldn't make it.
He was there for a time anomaly. He did off screen, and then that was it.
Super weird that he was in uniform too.
Oh,
I know.
And
undercover.
No one told them, or maybe they're just like, we want everyone except Deanna in a uniform,
right?
Because that's what it ends up being.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
That's
but
the
I mean,
least
for
worst
Beverly,
thing they
she
did to
has
her,
a-
though, right?
There's a novel I'd read. I can't remember which one, but they said the reason they gave is that he showed up and then didn't have any clothes, and then they gave him a uniform to wear, and that was their reasoning for Wesley wearing a uniform at the wedding.
He shows up
They
naked
wanted
like
him
the
to be the
Terminator.
He also showed up in a lightning
Arnold.
double.
That's right.
Oh man. Okay.
But I remember being like, the travelers were never naked when they showed up. Like
that we've seen. It was a movie, you can do a lot more stuff than TV.
Maybe I misunderstood what that alien looked like. Maybe those are clothes.
Space, time, thought. You can think you're,
I'm not even gonna touch that.
I don't know.
They should have just said like Wesley and Nemesis should have worn like a regular suit. But you know what?
Put him in a suit.
Yeah, like a regular suit. Yeah.
Except, let's be honest, they've gotten better at it, but in the 90s, Trek, especially making modern, like, everyday clothing, was always awful.
Yeah.
I mean, look at what Wesley wore.
They were in their uniforms after hours.
Yeah.
Or in a Charles Dickinson novel for some reason.
Or asymmetrical Jake Sisko stuff.
Remember showing
which is better than Wesley.
But... I was giving examples of this. I remember showing a picture of Riker, and then my friend he's in his pajamas there, and I went, he is not. He is playing trombone in a public restaurant, basically.
What did you guys think of Wesley's sweater as a callback?
I loved it.
I love that thing.
I remembered it.
Also, it looks very cozy, and I wanted.
He fits into it now. That's what I thought. Yeah. I was like, he finally grew into the sweater.
Yeah. It looks
and
way
added
better.
a jacket like all the Crushers, and we're good to go.
It's like but it's like really intricately weaved too. Mm-hmm. You could see how it's all the animation
was really impressive animation.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah.
I want that sweater, and then I remember that I live in a place that's currently in the 90s, and why do I want that sweater?
Eventually it'll get cold, maybe. I don't know.
Eventually it'll get cold for 3 days. Or we'll have another winter storm and the power will go out. Who knows?
Oh, who knows?
That's right.
Fun
no
times.
power for 2 weeks. You'll need your sweater to live.
Yeah.
Or a tauntaun, one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was 87 today in my neck of the woods, so it was pretty hot for me.
Let me.
Hot.
It is currently at 7:30 at night, 90 degrees.
Ugh.
Actually, it was gross today. It rained. It rained. It was like storming this morning, so it's been gross and humid.
I've had it
well,
so lucky.
Yeah. Well, for me, the other day when I was recording a podcast in the middle of the interview, it started thundering, and like in the middle of the interview, I almost jumped out of my chair because I was asking a question and the lightning bolt scared the crap out of me.
Mm-hmm.
So that wasn't fun.
But here's the thing: you're saying cotton and airy, not for winter. That might be good for a Texas winter.
Yeah, you don't really need wool.
Yeah. The thing is, I'm like 90 doesn't seem that bad to me.
It's 75 here in
6:30
Minnesota.
here and 101. It's 6:30 here and it's
exactly.
101
worse other
degrees right
places.
now.
Yeah.
101. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And
They're
I'm high.
Yeah.
I'm in Idaho, and it's 101 at
Wow,
6:30.
that's crazy.
We're having some strange heat wave. We'll usually get
Oh
like
my
500 degrees out
Yeah.
of the whole summer. We're having a 10-day
I will say,
stretch
knock
of
on
just
wood,
hundreds
we've
over.
actually been having a fairly temperate summer this year, especially compared to last year where it didn't rain for like 2.5 months. I was trying to picture. Oh, we haven't talked about the Tribble episode at all yet, or Bribble, who I think is adorable. And if this was any other kid show, I'd be like, please give me a toy. But at this point, I'm like, please just make Murph.
Yeah, they set up some great merch with the vehicles and then like the Bribble. They really the Hagemans know how to do this.
I do want to highlight Murph a little bit just of how badass he was.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that Wesley made the reference of like he's profanity. Like and that reminded me of R2D2. I was like, he's the R2D2 of Star Trek. Murph is. And then kicked butt and took down Mira Chakotay.
Oh,
and I was all like, he's
the cute one.
Like,
don't trust the cute ones. Yeah, it was perfect. It really was.
I love they're all just like, not the cute one. Like,
yeah.
I know they were very convincing.
Yeah.
But Bribble was kind of the same way because, it ended up saving the day.
Mm-hmm.
So even though Rock was very upset about the mistake.
Her science went awry. So, she's seen that movie. So,
she saw The Fly.
Is that what?
Any of them.
She's seen The Fly.
She was the one to do that.
She's all like, I remember this in our class. Yeah. But, it was good that they added that cuteness factor, but it had a purpose. And that's kind of what's been good about it.
Yeah.
It has that perfect part for kids to pay attention. Oh, the cute little creature. But the creature, even for us adults, is like, it has a purpose for the story and it's going to help them out. Kind of the same way with Zero, getting damaged to have her, its new body.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a nice look. Because at first I was kind of like, this was very random. Just all of a sudden her suit's destroyed.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, now I get it, because Zero wanted to feel. And this was their way of adding that part, that B plot.
And another action figure in a just world. But...
Yeah.
Yes. Still waiting for the Beverly Crusher action figures. Okay, so let's.
Every time Zero gets a new body, I go, "There's an action figure that should exist."
I have the first one. It's over there, but
it's right here. I have it on the floating stand right now.
There you go.
I did love Zero. Although I rewatched like The Batch, and then I noticed something because they purposely say like, oh, the hollow emitters are like rusted over, which is why the Doctor can't go do it. But then I was like, when I was rewatching it, I was like, doesn't he have the mobile emitter?
It got knocked off at one point.
Yeah, I was like, did they lose that for a second?
The tentacles hit it. I don't know if they didn't go pick it up or. But that episode 2 has of these 5 episodes, my absolute favorite part is they redo the boulder scene from Raiders of the Lost Ark with the Tribble.
Yes.
And I will never think that's not one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Now that's very niche. I'm sure everyone else does not find that as funny as I do, but I loved it.
No, I thought that was hilarious. I was like, this is a joke meant for me, and people like me and Joel, and maybe nobody
Yes.
else.
I'm sure
What
there's a
about
few
the
others.
doctor? Bringing the EMH doctor.
What about him?
With Zero and things like that, and having the doctor help Zero with
I love that. I love.
You bet it's something to do with Raiders of the Lost
everything they were
Ark.
going
Now
through.
it's-
Yeah.
No, I
stuck right there.
genuinely-
It's my fault.
I love that because it's like because we got to see so much of the doctor like growing as a character and watching him like help people that are not quite, they're not holograms, but like they're not a hologram, but it shows how like more universal like this feeling is than like just for someone like Zero. But it also like it's fun watching the doctor be a mentor even and then still be like, oh wait, there's the neurotic doctor I remember. Like
He's still trying.
yeah.
It's better than his family in Voyager, but
Oh god, the first time I watched that episode, I was at a job I was allowed to like watch stuff during, and I was like, "Oh no, it's sad."
You know, yeah, actually, that's actually one of my favorite. Fun fact: that's actually one of my favorite episodes of Voyager when the doctor gets the family and he has to learn about how life works. I tend to like the darker episodes as you may have guessed because I was talking about killing children a little earlier ago.
So no wonder you love that episode. They kill a child.
Yeah, they kill him. guys,
connecting to the dots.
I swear to you, I'm a nice guy.
I don't think you do that in person. You just love it in fiction.
In fiction.
No, I know, no, but yeah,
it's a good thing you have fiction to get those tendencies out.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, well, it's a good thing I'm a writer, right? Because then I would be trouble.
My new screenplay, Dead Kids. Yeah,
no,
that's just a working title. We can change.
Yeah.
I also loved because in Cracked Mirror with the first one they show up at when it's like Admiral Jellicoe comes out, because I love the like it's almost perfect, it's almost right, except the one little thing is different. Like I love that kind of thing, but I also love the like I think we talked about this last time about like because of the like shorter things, people just believe them right away. I love the doctor being like, yeah, you totally could be jumping universes. That happens all the time here.
It's Starfleet. Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that the clue for the audience is, does that admiral have boobs or not?
Yeah.
No boobs, it's Jellicoe.
Yeah.
The boobs are back. It was Janeway. They did it.
I also love this. I feel like Prodigy is not making me like Jellicoe more. I was like, I don't think he's a bad person, but he's irritating me.
They didn't try. They're not supposed to. You're not supposed to.
Yeah.
They balance it very well.
Yeah, he is an asshole, but he's not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
He's not like Shaw is an asshole who is also wrong.
Yeah. I like because I was like, I wouldn't call Jellicoe a bad role, but he's not a good role. Is that what we're calling them? Like, there's so few. It's Vance, and basically that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I also
mean,
loved in this episode that just the universe hopping was fun. Seeing a Voyager mirror universe was not on my checklist of things that I wanted, but I was like, oh, this is fun. And I cackled. I laughed so hard when Jankum says, even the whales are evil.
I know
And then Jillian says, all hail the Terran Empire. Like the cadence of her voice.
Bonnie Gordon knocked it out of the park.
Brilliant.
So funny.
It was
All
so
hail
good.
It was like,
Oh my god.
And the scar on its eye. Like,
On its
come on.
I saw that.
Whale knife fight.
You know, this
gosh.
humpback must have killed the blue whale to get its position in cetacean ops.
I watching that, which is like thinking, I was like, God, I love that this show like has like Bonnie Gordon and Jason Mantzoukas, because I was like, there's good lines, but it's like the line reading for both of them that like it makes them so funny.
It perfected that scene and just how it came about. So yeah,
And it needed that touch of humor in that moment
Yeah.
because the
Oh,
stakes
yeah.
were
It did.
so high and the
Stakes
tension
are
was
so
up.
high, and it's so funny for adults. I was like, kids are gonna be rolling laughing at that. Like,
the
I'm sorry,
adults
now
were
you
too.
just reminded me of All Hail the Terran Empire, and it just gets me every time.
And I read in an interview or saw, I can't remember if it was an interview I watched or saw, but that was Bonnie's suggestion to do the
music, right?
whale voice different than just the computer, to do it a little sing-songy like whale song. So, and they're like, yeah, do that. And oh my God, did that work? Yeah.
Because I think what she was, because I think I read either a similar email interview, the same one. She was saying she doesn't really get a ton of room to improv playing the computer,
Yeah.
like, which is fair.
Yeah, just a real quick word on Jellicoe. I never liked Jellicoe, but he is playing better for me
Yeah.
in Prodigy, and I really like how Janeway really kind of goes about bitch slapping him sometimes when she doesn't want to listen to him. Sometimes he's like, "Oh, I can't hear what you're saying." Click.
Bye, Edward. Like,
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, she did the whole like static. I can't hear. Jellicoe, I could. I laughed so hard. I think I tweeted that where I was all like, "I love Janeway." That was the seed that why I tweeted that because I was like,
yeah.
and she's like, "What? I'm not lying." And I was like,
We are
"This is
going to
awesome."
be.
We are going to address
I-
Metro Portal.
It's brilliant.
It's also so funny, the idea of getting Roddy Cox back to like, hey, we're just gonna make you this dick admiral again. I guess
I think he's having a great time. Yeah, it sounds like it.
I was so happy that he was still with us because I had no idea he was still acting.
He's like, I don't know how much he acts. He's in his 80s.
Yeah.
But obviously he's perfectly capable.
He's perfect. He's great.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I was, like,
yeah.
Like, part of the reason Jellicoe's annoying me, it's like he's doing it so well that I'm like, oh, this guy again.
Yeah, this guy.
But I was like, yes, what's annoying is I was like, you're not wrong, and that's what's annoying me.
How about the Captain Tuvix?
I don't want to think about it.
I actually wanted to see him because I was like, contact Captain Tuvix. I was like, wait, did they just say Tuvix? I was like,
I love that it was Captain Tuvix and not Captain Kim. It was a chef's kiss.
right?
Oh yeah,
it was perfect. I was like, this is awesome.
It's like, I wish I could like a Tuvix reference more than I do, but then I just flash back to every time I've had a weird debate about Janeway at a convention or randomly at a bar around Halloween. Most people here, I think, have heard that story, so we don't need to go into it. But
remember, Janeway killed Tuvix as practice for the Borg.
Yeah, she did.
It needed to happen.
Yeah,
also Tuvix was annoying, and
I hate. Yeah, the only time that I've liked Tuvix is the lower decks twists on Tuvix, but the actual Tuvix, I can't stand that guy. I just oh my god.
As I often describe Tuvix, I was like, it's Neelix, but with a Vulcan superiority complex. Great.
Great.
Better clothes, but yeah.
There was better clothes. I think you're muted, Stan.
Is he?
Mute. You're
Stan,
muted.
I don't. No. Okay.
Nope. No. Still can't hear you. I don't know.
It's happening where
I can hear that.
There you
go.
This is happening where I literally changed nothing, but
your mic goes no.
So I switched to my computer. What I was saying was on Tuvix, I think there was only one mistake made in that episode, and that was that he was creepy. And I don't mean that as a knock on the actor, but if he wasn't so fucking creepy,
he was.
Episode, like him being there for weeks is what makes it a challenging question. If it was just like a day or two, it'd be like, man, whatever. But then they grew to like him, but it didn't make sense to me because I'm like, this guy's fucking creepy, especially with Kes, which is weird to admit when you know that Neelix is already creepy with Kes. Like how
anything with Kes.
Because they wanted to continue that part, I guess. The wrong part, but yes.
Yeah, Neelix is creepy with Kes, and then, but like Kes, for some reason, was like okay with it. I don't know why Kes was okay with it.
White male writers. That's why she took it.
But then, like, Tuvix was creepy with Kes, and then Kes wasn't okay with it. I was like, if she's reached her limit, it's like
This is a problem.
yeah,
Yes.
this is a problem.
Janeway did nothing wrong.
Agreed. I also, two people were dead, and like,
The needs of the many
yes,
outweighs the needs of the few.
and every
Or the
captain
one.
has, every captain has had to do stuff in gray areas, except she's a woman, so they, yeah.
Since we're on it, the episode that I thought doesn't get as much discussion that I think deserves it is it Nothing Human? The one where B'Elanna has the thing on her and the Cardassian hologram doctor, who was actually a war criminal.
Oh yeah.
That I thought was a far more gray area conversation that doesn't get as debated as much as Tuvix does. Yeah. Even though it was also Janeway making a decision for another character.
I think because it's easier for people to be like, Janeway murdered someone and give no nuance to the conversation.
Yeah, I mean,
Janeway had to make a lot of gray area decisions as she's out there in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
with
I mean,
no one to support her.
Yeah, when anybody ever gives me gruff about Catherine's decisions, I'm like, she was in uncharted space. She had to make a lot of difficult decisions, and you're telling me that like Picard would make these decisions if he was stuck in the Delta Quadrant, he totally would.
Yeah. Although I did kind of hope, and they never did, I kind of hope that they would mention Captain Tuvix to like Janeway when they got back, and her be like, "Oh God, like
what kind of horrible universe was that?"
I did love seeing the Enterpriseians again.
Yeah,
I wouldn't like to. So I guess it's Tuvix when I found them. I do want to know what happened in that universe because it could
be fun. It could be fun. Maybe Lower Decks will go there. In their sixth season. That's right.
Yeah. Although I did, I took a screenshot and I didn't end up posting it somewhere. I was like, it was something like, oh, this tweet was from like a year ago. And it was something about me talking about Prodigy being saved by Netflix, or maybe not quite a year ago, but it was from when Prodigy was saved by Netflix. I don't know why it came up.
It was still up in the air at STLV last year,
so I
don't think it was quite a year.
It must have been, it wasn't from like a year. I don't know why this tweet came up for me. Or I think someone randomly liked it, which was odd. Someone must have been looking through.
That's always weird.
But then I was looking, and then there was someone that found out through me and went, "Yay! As long as they don't do something stupid now, like canceling Lower Decks." And I was like, "Oh,
oh, sweet summer child."
I was like, "This tweet has not aged well."
They didn't knock on wood after they posted that tweet.
Apparently not.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I'm trying to think.
Although I have been blaming Rachel for Lower Decks being canceled, I think that's fair.
Cross you must bear. It's so sad.
And now I'm just remembering about the time that this did happen. I was having a conversation with people, and Angela Lansbury came up, and someone asked me if Angela Lansbury was still alive, and I said, and I quote, "Angela Lansbury is totally still alive." Angela Lansbury died the next day.
Okay, it is Rachel's fault. Never mind.
I was like, no one asked me about any older celebrities' status of being alive anymore, please.
Were you asked about Bob Newhart recently?
Jeez. I was not. You can't blame me for him. I do find it very funny that I found out about Bob Newhart with him dressed as like Papa Elf from Elf. Yeah, I agree, Aaron, that they were like, it's ending, and I was like, that's like, I don't think Lower Decks is just ending. I don't want this vibe, so I'm knocking on wood a lot now anytime someone asks me. But I did to that friend group that had said that, and I was like, you're not allowed to ask me about celebrities anymore.
Only ask me about complete bastards.
You're officially cut off.
Yeah.
You're officially cut off now, Rachel.
I'm trying to think what other where did they never established where Majel went when they like Majel does not end up in the mirror universe. She just disappears
They
for
were
a
on
second.
a different floor. A lot of them were on different floors. So
Well, Majel
did she stay with
them.
Gwen?
No, so it's
Who
Gwen
was with
and
Gwen? Rock? Oh, it's good. I just watched it
Zero.
today.
Gwen
I
and
Zero
just
was
Zero.
with
watched
Rock.
11 through 15 again today for the third time.
No,
but
Gwen and Zero are with and maybe just
It was Rock and Zero that found the Captain Tuvix
Yes.
and that one.
But then Majel's with them when they go to the first universe, and then they take the lift or the turbo lift to the. We got to. We're gonna hang out with Okada for a little bit, and then Okada beams them up, and Majel disappears, and it's never established where she goes when they're in
was
the
she
mirror
on the
universe.
Tuvix one somehow?
I don't know. I think they just never say. I think Majel disappears when they go.
Who mentions the? Okay, Zero mentions the Vulcan. Talaxian
fusion cuisine.
Cuisine.
I
Is Majel with
genuinely-
her? I can't remember.
I
just
don't know what
watched.
happens to Majel when they go to the mirror universe. I assume like writers wise there was just so many characters to keep track of there. They're like Majel's gonna go somewhere else. And
Well,
they
they did a test. She looked bad with the beard, so she's like, "Oh, it's out. No, it won't work. Give Murph the beard." They're like, oh, "Okay, yeah, it works better."
But then because I thought maybe at first they're like, "Oh, would it be hard with a Vulcan?" And I was like, "No, Vulcans would be on their side. Like Vulcans are like part of the Terran Empire."
Yeah.
And then. Yeah, Majel when they all like transport to the right Voyager, Majel was like, that was weird, and I was like, where were you?
Well, we need a season 3 to find out.
Yeah,
there'll be a flashback episode that shows us the amazing adventure
like, for a 40-minute period of their lives. I want to know what Majel was up to.
She was on a weird planet with Lincoln and Surak, and yeah,
she was on a water planet.
For being a new character for this season, she really gelled well with the.
Oh, I love
the kids. I love.
And the secret's been revealed. You have to introduce a female Vulcan after a season or two, and everything goes great.
Yeah,
and then you get canceled. but it's character
Joel, shush. Go knock on wood right now.
Yeah.
Knock on that wood, people. Knock
chair
on the wood.
right here. Let's IKEA pressed wood.
But I liked how
that's what this
Majel.
desk is too.
It's made with wood.
It's made with wood. It's made to look like a marble, like a fake marble finish. It's wood. Like I know what it is. I know what I paid for.
I liked how Majel and Zero's connection.
Mm-hmm.
It worked so well, especially to help Zero. You know, she got all these.
Yeah.
They got all these feelings and things like that, and and I don't remember what episode Zero lost. But that was in what 14?
Later than 15.
Later than 15. Okay.
I just watched
Is it?
through 15.
You just watched it?
But
I watched it like all in one sitting, so they kind of bleed together.
I did first day.
I've been kind of going
but
back.
I like that
because, like, give me a third season. I'm
connection and that continuing story. I think they did it brilliantly.
It's insane to me how well Majel fits because I'm like,
oh god, yeah.
This should be annoying that they're adding a random character in, and I'm just like, no, more, like put her in more. That's why I was like, I'm annoyed she didn't pop into them in the mirror universe.
She's the anti-cousin Oliver.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really impressed what the writers did with Zero this season. Like my favorite episode is that episode where Zero goes to that planet full of those space hippies that were clearly on drugs, but they couldn't say because it's the kids show.
That's right, Herbert.
Yeah, and I like her Zero story to me is one of the most interesting parts about this season.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. I love Zero.
Yeah.
I because I thought like Zero's it's hard, like I've always this is my favorite character. No, this one, but Zero has always been one of my favorites, and even more so this season. Which I'm like, why not make 1 million Zero toys for me to buy?
They even got another Murph, the aquatic version, which for
like
another action figure or plushie.
Hello.
A plushie that's
Do
not.
they have
just
knockoff Murph plushies where you got your Murph?
Anybody?
No, I did not. I've not seen them. If you Google Murph plushie, you get something from eBay trying to sell you
eBay
the
for
one from New York
$300.
Comic Con. Yeah, I want a Murph plushie that is available at retailers.
I want
Not-
one. I want
Apparently
each one.
You can get a Badgie plushie at Master Replicas now. They
I
just
just saw that
saw
today.
that.
Yeah.
I said Lower Decks of all the newer shows has always been the best
The
of
best
doing
marketing
merchandise.
for sure.
They have the bobbleheads, don't they? The lower decks
Like the-
bobbleheads,
Like the
or
pops,
not the
like the Funko
the
Pops.
pops.
Funkos,
Yeah, the pops. Yeah,
I
the
don't.
Funkos, not the bobbleheads.
Yeah, well, some Funko. I don't know if the Lower Decks ones are bobbleheads, but some Funko Pops are bobbleheads.
Oh, okay.
All right, y'all. I gotta drop to
Okay. Do
walk
salon.
Tendy before the
Yeah.
salon.
Yeah.
I'll see y'all later.
Yeah, everyone should
Bye.
check out
Peace,
Stay on the
man.
Salon later.
Yes,
Stan.
please. We'll be on
Oh, yeah.
in about 40 minutes talking about episodes 3 and 4 of season 2. Bye, y'all.
Wait,
Bye.
Bye.
my brain just. I was like, ah. But,
We were talking about plushies.
plushies.
We need Mermaid
Plushies.
Murph
Yes.
plushie.
That, yeah, I mean,
I
even more than Toddler Murph, the mermaid one is.
I need a mermaid
What a
Murph.
take.
There should be a mermaid Murph bath toy.
Oh yeah.
It should be like
That's int-
it should be like a one that has a wind up thing and then it goes whoosh to the water. I used to have an
Uh,
Olympic swimming Barbie that you do the thing and then it kicked
Yes.
into it.
Oh my god.
It was from
No,
like
but,
the
yeah,
like I think
that's it.
Salt Lake City would have been 2000, right?
That's a really good idea.
They all run together in my
Yeah.
mind.
For the toy.
And that's only because I'm remembering when, like, what Olympics would it be normal for me to buy a Barbie that I would use in a bathtub? Like,
Yeah, for me, it would be really cool if they do another Prodigy video game, because they did do that one Prodigy
Yeah.
video game that was really cool.
Yes,
really good.
Like,
but we
if they
didn't.
do,
We didn't get to play Murph, so this we
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
wait. We gotta.
yeah, no, but like,
Underwood-
like,
I think that was before Toddler Murph, right?
Yeah, it was. It's regular.
Yeah. yeah,
Slime.
Sludgy.
no, but yeah,
Sluggy.
no, but the other
look
highlight
like?
of this season for me was Murph. I really like the
Mhm.
fact that he's kind of grown up now, and he's
Yeah.
gone from the toddler to the sort of
Mhm.
almost teenager.
Yeah.
Well, not,
Yep.
yeah,
I
it's kind of cool.
love Chakotay being like, what do you mean to security? Oh, okay. That's fine. I get it now.
At first, he's like,
Well,
"What?
yeah.
Oh, okay."
Oh, when
Yeah.
when he puts on the seatbelt when
yeah.
they
Make
yeah,
Chakotay
that's
put a
awesome. I
seatbelt
get
on.
it now. Yeah.
He's like,
I
I like
like
it.
that he was all like, what did he call? Did he say like goo or what did he call Murph? He said
Goo
something,
Goo
something like
guy?
that. Yeah,
Oh,
goo guy. Why is goo guy here or something like
Yeah.
that? And he was
Although,
like,
no, I think
security.
Bag might have been
Security
Mirror
officer.
Janeway.
oh,
Right.
Yeah.
Merging? Okay.
Yeah.
It was.
He
No,
said
he said-
something.
He said
but that's what
something
Gwen was
Murph.
all like, security officer.
Yeah.
like
I
casual.
love Murph trying to explain things reminds me so much of like a toddler trying to tell you something.
Yeah.
Every
And
once in
That's
a while,
where the
there's a word
R2D2
now.
reference came
And
in.
it's I feel
to
like
me.
it's
Yeah,
like
for
this
sure.
is like why like when we talk about terrible twos or like like threes as like 3-year-olds as well. It's like it's because they know what they're trying to say but can't say it.
Mhm.
And that's what I
And they
feel
get
bad
frustrated.
about Mirth. And you're like,
Yeah.
It could be a little chopper
there.
too, not just R2. With
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
a little,
For
little
sure.
more
Murph's
squarey.
just a droid.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Murph's a droid.
although I think we've established that Murph is not actually a pet.
No, no,
no,
no.
he's not.
No.
No, he's
Definitely,
not.
I think Rock thought it was a pet, and then it was like, oh no, that's not what Murph is.
Well, he did try to eat a lot of chairs. That's kind of.
That's fair.
But he was new to chairs.
It
so-
turned out
and they were
it
tasty.
turned out
chairs.
Murph was a baby, not a pet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
So is Bribble a pet?
I think Bribble's a pet, right?
Okay.
Yeah. None of those other
Well,
tribbles.
it's because of the laser.
Yeah,
Well, it might be
Laser
part
that
uh,
was so cute.
rock. So actually,
Like, and I
Gribble
love
could
Mirror-
be
I
intelligent.
love- Hollow Janeway being like, I think this is going to entertain me more than you.
Yes. That was where I was kind of confused. I was like, is this supposed to be a pet or just like a Rock's baby? Like, I
I
didn't know.
think I'm going to go with a pet that is maybe part of Rock because it was
Part of
I
Rock. Yeah.
Rock's DNA.
It is.
So smarter than an average tribble,
Yeah.
but not a
But-
brick R. but not a Brickar baby.
So instead of like I don't know what dog breeds are supposed to be dumb.
Huskies.
I
They're
don't know. Huskies
nice.
are very smart.
Huskies
They're
are
nice,
yeah.
but
No, the problem is smart dogs are like I was gonna say like and then like Bribble's a poodle. Like the problem is smart dogs are too smart for their own good.
yeah.
They figure out things like opening doors, but they don't figure out you locked the door for a reason. Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah, I
baby
mean,
of sorts. To be fair, I also call all the dogs in my life baby, so I don't know that there's a
For
good
sure.
definition.
Yeah, that is true.
yeah, I mean the optics of Rock having an actual kid, so it was like a little strange to me because Rock
That's
is
why
pretty
I was
much
Pet
Yeah.
because Rock is like
Pet.
8.
yeah,
Well-
no, but that's what I was gonna say. Rock is like 8 years old because you could hear
I
by
don't
his
think
voice,
anymore.
right?
I think they did a good job of showing what happened in season 1 with Time Amok.
Oh yeah, I
Because
guess
Rock is basically the most mature of all of them now.
That's
She's
How?
the one
True.
going to Starfleet Academy, doing the
Yeah.
work. Everyone else
Oh,
is running around,
okay.
and she's like, "What are you guys
That's
doing?"
true.
And
Yeah.
they didn't. It wasn't overt. They just subtly did it through all of season 2. And by these 5 episodes I just rewatched, you really see it.
Mhm.
She's thinking ahead more maturely than Gwen now.
This is
Physically, she's still the 8, but in her
Yeah.
mind, the whatever amount of time she took to
So
learn
she
quantum
is,
mechanics and computers.
the Narnia kids when they like have to come back from being
Oh
adults.
yeah, without the
Uh,
Turkish delight, but
I this is from the first half of the season, but she was the only one who didn't just try to murder her doppelganger.
That
Yeah.
is true.
Right.
That is true.
Yeah. They totally they worked together.
Murder. Yes. No, I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, although I did love that scene. I love Chakotay being like, I don't actually know Rock that well, so I need you to let me know. Do I let this happen, or do I need to step in as a responsible adult? And they're like, no, Rock is actually that smart. And he's like, great, we'll let it be then.
I think that Joel makes a great point that Rock is sort of like the more mature one of the group, but the thing that really throws me off with Rock is the
Yeah.
voice, and that's something that they can't fix
To-
because the actor who does that is
a
pretty young,
child,
right?
and to be fair, there
Right.
are people can be smart and mature and just have like a higher voice too. Like
Right,
Yeah.
right. No, yeah, no,
mean,
I'm not.
as-
No,
as
I'm
someone
not.
who people often perceive as younger, I
Right.
get it. As I'm like, I have had experiences where I've had to be like, I'm 30. Like, please.
You're right. Right? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying
Yeah.
it throws me off. His
Mhm.
Rock's voice throws me
Yeah.
off.
No, her voice is so young. I remember once I was seeing something and I was like, "Is that? What do you mean that actress's Twitter account?" I opened it. It was like run by parent. I went, "Thank God." Like, do not go on Twitter.
I
10
think
minutes of-
for
oh.
Rock being able to like also get mad at the rest of the gang,
Mhm.
Tired of like we keep getting in trouble, we keep doing all these things, something keeps
we're
happening,
stealing
and
another
she was
ship. Yeah,
still
Yeah.
in another ship. She was so frustrated, and at this point, she's just like, I just want to learn science, and I
Yeah.
just want to be in
Although
Starfleet.
some of that makes me because she definitely has slightly younger kid thing of I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, you know, that's like, no, you joined Starfleet, you're gonna get into some stuff.
Yeah.
Come on.
I was like, let me tell you about some stuff that some of these other characters got into. Like,
but I think too is the big thing, especially for Dow, was to try and help Gwen,
mhm.
because
Yeah.
if they didn't do any of this, Gwen would just disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So Rock definitely had to be reminded of that at times.
Mhm.
I think she was kind of just like, I'm done with this adventure, guys. I just really
Yeah.
want to just relax, be at Starfleet, be good. But she really had to be pushed, but Gwen, and she ended up doing it because
Mhm.
that was more important. But she, I don't know, she was kind of the latter, like the
Yeah,
I-
also something that she seems to forget is that her friends saved her from that rock that she was. If it wasn't for any of them, she would have never got to Starfleet. So
she was part of the getting to Starfleet too. It's not like
right,
she
right,
didn't-
right. But I'm saying that Dal sort of took her along with
Yeah.
took her along with him. Made her
Um,
part of the crew, right?
But I know I mentioned this last time, but I do love it's like, and I love this because this is like actually true with how relationships would be like this. It's all the kids are like, maybe we need to sneak around, and the adults will probably not understand. Every time you cut to the adults are just talking about like, God, those are some good kids. like that's their trouble, but like they've gone through a lot, and I was like, I love this.
Every kid's
What
book
was-
ever, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was Janeway's first officer? Because he was like, oh, Dal was very upset, and
Yeah.
they're all sneaking off to it,
Yeah.
trying to steal something. Or
My mind is just saying Daveed Diggs, who is the actor.
I know that part.
What is? Oh God!
And
what
Jason
the heck-
Alexander.
What is that character's name?
Yeah. Every time,
Oh God!
yeah, every time
someone
I
on
think of
Twitter
that
made, like, a
actor, I think
Hamilton
of Hamilton.
joke with something he said, and I was like, please don't do that to my brain. Like,
No,
it
every
will
time,
never
yeah,
recover.
yeah. Every time I think of that actor, I think of Aaron Burr. It's like
Mhm.
I know he's not Aaron Burr.
He's not Aaron
but-
Burr.
It's like, but it's like
Oh,
it's the first time I
Typhus.
saw. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Typhus.
it. Okay.
Typhus. Yeah.
It's the first time I saw that actor, so I associate that actor with Aaron Burr.
Oh, but
So I
he
go,
doesn't.
it's just
No, he
Aaron-
doesn't play Aaron Burr. Daveed
Right,
Diggs
yeah.
was Lafayette, and in the second act,
Oh,
he's Madison.
Okay,
Not wait.
okay,
Jefferson.
wait.
He's Jefferson. In the second
He's
act.
Jefferson. Yeah.
Wow.
okay.
I knew he was in Hamilton. That's as far as I
Yeah,
got.
that's.
Okay, I thought- yeah, yeah.
I'm as I joked to Anson Mount at Star Trek Las Vegas, I'm basically just a grown-up theater kid. So 2016 was specific for me.
Wicked is
Um,
coming. Sorry, so excited for that.
Yeah. I and also like Daveed Diggs also wasn't much of an actor before Hamilton. He mostly was a rapper, and I love that everyone's like, yeah, you're a good actor. More.
Do more.
Yeah.
What about with the counselor of the ship?
It's funny. I have to remind myself that that's Jason Alexander. Like he doesn't
Yeah.
sound like Jason
It
Alexander.
does a
to me.
good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't know that was him at all until I had looked into it.
I only knew that because like when the casting was announced, they were like Jason Alexander's in Prodigy.
It's better than his in
Mhm.
real life
What?
Voyager.
Wait
Yeah.
a minute,
What?
that's Jason Alexander. I had no
Mhm.
idea.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Oh yeah, he was in Voyager.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably why he feels like he shouldn't sound like Jason Alexander.
And that, I mean, he had makeup on, but he still sounded a lot like Jason Alexander. 'Cause
See,
I think they wrote the character a little.
I think I was
Once they
like,
knew who it
hey, we
was.
want you to play evil George
Mhm.
Costanza. And he went,
yeah,
okay, I
they
can
kind
do
of
that.
did that,
Like,
and
Yeah.
it was great
He's-
because that's what he did.
Because I've done that because I've seen Jason Alexander in many things, and he does not always come off as George Costanza.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes, that was Jason Alexander.
Now I like it what Melanie says about seeing rocks people. I
Mhm.
think if
The
they
Picard.
are to bring in a season 3, I would like to see that. But I would also want them to explore the fact of, Doll a little bit being an
Augment.
I can't speak.
Augment.
Augment. Thank
Yeah.
you. I was gonna say
I thought they
augmented.
would-
I was like,
I
that
thought
doesn't
they
sound
were
right.
going to talk about that more this season. And I now now I'm not like mad they didn't because I'm like you don't.
It wouldn't
time
have
for that.
fit.
Like,
yeah.
They did a lot the first season, so yeah, it
Yeah,
was okay they
I-
did this season. But yeah, you can do a lot more.
I know Larry Nemechek has asked for this that we've never been to Teller Prime.
Yep.
And it's the only Federation founding planet we haven't been like they've never shown.
hmm
So show Teller Prime.
And
Yeah, and
I
cast
did-
Jeffrey Combs as one of the Tellarites, and that would perfect circle of
Perfect.
everything.
I was gonna say he's played all of the everything. I don't think he's ever played a full.
He's not
What
played a
was-
Tellarite, I don't think.
Yeah.
What was oh my gosh, I just did his interview and I still can't say how to say his species name. John Billingsley's species
Oh.
character for Phlox.
He was
I just
a,
watched
no,
your
no, no,
interview.
he was a Denoblian.
Yeah.
Denoblian. Okay.
Yeah.
He's I'll be like bring John back to
Yeah.
do those voices of those characters and things like that. I did make a joke because my Aaron Walke interview is going to come out next week, and I did mention to him where I was all like, Okay, so Beverly was in season 1, and now season 2. If season 3 happens, it's like just keep the streak going.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, my
Hit the
one
dream,
my
okay? Don't crush it for me.
No, I'm laughing at Brian's. Jeffrey Combs DNA
Oh.
throughout the Federation. That's why every species has one.
That makes sense. Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Jeffrey Combs was the progenitor.
just about to say that, Joel. Literally was.
Great minds.
That was his.
That
That was literally it. Just sprinkled his DNA everywhere.
Oh, I had a thought, and now it's just wee.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, the one thing
Good.
that I really want to see if season 3 indeed does happen, I would like to see a further of Gwen and Dal's relationship,
Mhm.
because I am a person that
Yeah.
loves even though like
Mhm.
I need relationship drama in Star Wars. I mean, not Star Wars, Star Trek. Sorry, I said that.
It's definitely in Star Wars.
Gwen can be in Star Wars
was
too.
gonna
I don't
say.
mind. But
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like. Yeah, I would love to see them explore their relationship and see how far that goes. I know it's a kid show. I know I wanted death before, but now I want romance. So
See, that
I'm
can be done in a
person.
child-appropriate way.
Yeah, right.
There was what I need you to understand is this show is
I
at the
know.
limit for death for children shows.
I
They
know.
have
I
killed
know.
characters off.
I know they have.
I
I'm just too picky.
I don't think that's there was something I was gonna bring up, but I don't think it's in these 5 episodes. But this part is in like the first half and some of this. I'm loving seeing it's like here, Gwen, have a delightful father all of a sudden. And I'm like, that's not weird for her at all.
Is that
She didn't know how
is
to deal
her
with it.
is her father played by the same guy who played the diviner in season 1?
Yep, same actor.
Yeah.
He's
same actor.
he's a good actor.
John Noble.
That's-
Yeah.
yeah.
he
John
sounds
Noble.
different 'cause of
Fringe.
how he plays him.
yeah.
Yeah. Fringe. Yep.
He makes himself
Walter
sound
Bishop.
younger and like
Yeah.
less downtrodden.
Unless
Yeah.
my Prodigy,
Let-
less evil.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Less evil, but yeah. John Noble will always be Walter Bishop to me because of Fringe. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
To me, he's always cutting up tomatoes. Always.
Was Jason Alexander also in TNG? Or is
I thought that was Voyager. Maybe I'm
think it was
wrong, but I thought.
Voyager.
No. He was no. Jason Alexander was definitely in Voyager because
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what I
what I was like
because
thinking.
I remember that episode distinctly.
Character. Oh, he was kind of creepy.
Yeah, I think I think it is the think tank episode. It's
Definitely the
Voyager.
think tank because I remember.
Think
that
tank. Yes.
I was although it is weird, like sometimes rewatching 90s Star Trek, it's so many like character actors I recognize from like other things like pop up. Jason Alexander being one of them. Although that's one of the only of the character actors that he got very famous, so I'm like, oh, it's not that dude from that thing. That's Jason Alexander. Like
for me that would have to be Seth
Yeah.
MacFarlane in Enterprise. Like every time
yeah.
I watch that episode, I'm like, oh my god, it's the genius Seth MacFarlane. What
I mean,
what the hell is this?
mine growing up was Daniel Davis as Moriarty because I was like, it's Niles from The Nanny. Oh,
Yeah, it's not the Denny's, yeah.
This is true. That was the first version of Moriarty I ever like saw. Like I
Oh,
started
really?
watching TNG in middle school. I had maybe seen a couple Sherlock Holmes things, but I was like, I didn't really read Sherlock Holmes to like college when I was like assigned it. And then I discovered when I imagined Moriarty while reading, I imagined Daniel Davis.
Yeah, Daniel Davis.
Yeah,
Not a bad one.
not a bad. Oh, he's actually a good Moriarty, and
He is.
everyone else is doing well in the episode. But I don't imagine Data playing Sherlock Holmes when I'm reading Sherlock Holmes. That would
No.
be weird.
No, every
not-
time
Brent Spiner playing Data playing Sherlock Holmes would be a weird thing to imagine.
Yeah. Every time that I read because I'm a big Sherlock Holmes fan, every time that I read a novel, I just imagine Benedict Cumberbatch as Sherlock Holmes because of
I still think
Okay.
Jeremy Brett, but
Literally today, I discovered a friend of mine had never watched Sherlock. on Twitter, and then just discovered today. Apparently, didn't realize it was a modern, like a set in a modern time.
Okay.
Because she
What?
only saw the pictures of the promos, and the
What?
coats were so like Victorian.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they are.
Those first couple seasons, and this is a friend I know through Jane Austen period drama spaces. So like all
Okay.
of her friends watching it, sure. And then I was like, that's very funny, and I get it. But also there were weird plot points about how you plug a phone in and people's lock screens. Like,
Yep. That's a dead giveaway.
well, she never watched the show. She just saw promo images where they were
Right,
in weird
right, right.
coats and they put them in a
In a bowler, or no, it's not a bowler.
it's a deer something.
Deer Stalker.
Thank you. A deer
That's what it's
stalker.
called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem is I call it a Sherlock Holmes hat.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only
Um,
time you see it for the
Yeah.
last.
I haven't
80
seen any
years.
of it, so all I think of is Data. So that's it.
That's fair.
I mean,
Yep.
That
and
would
Daniel
be,
Davis.
I think it'd be even weirder to imagine Geordie as Watson with the visor on. Like,
Yeah.
That's ruined
No.
for life for me because now that's all I could think about.
No.
Um,
I just think of Martin
Brian,
Freeman.
there's only one more season of Sherlock because there's 4.
This for.
Because they never they weren't under contract anymore, and they
Nope.
never could get Sherlock. They could never get Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman's schedule to line up again.
Yeah,
Nope.
I can't imagine doing that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe if they're on the same Marvel movie, they could squeeze it in on the off hours.
yeah.
Well, no. Well, they're
Alternate
both in Marvel.
universe situation.
Yeah. Well. They're both in Marvel now because
Yeah.
Yep.
Benedict
Yep.
is Doctor Strange, and then Martin Freeman is what's his
That
name?
agent, I can't remember. his
Yeah,
name.
the agent dude.
That
Yeah, the agent dude.
agent. Oh,
The agent
at some
dude.
point
I don't
knew that
remember his
character's
name in the movie.
That name
Yeah.
that you like, kind of after watching Black Panther, like he was good, but you look, I was like, okay, that is a Black Panther, like a character
Yeah,
from the
like,
Black Panther comic books. That's why he's
yeah.
there.
Yeah, like the character that said that Shuri said, "Oh look, you brought me another white boy to fix."
Yeah, the
Uh,
the Tolkien white man,
that's Tolkien
because the
white.
2 white people in that movie are both in
I-
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that's
Hobbit.
oh my god, that's so good.
He's in the Hobbit, right?
Oh my god, I totally just put that together.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I will say the episodes are like feature length, so that makes it a little better. But it was indeed 12 episodes, 4 seasons, 12 episodes, 9 years. for
Yep.
Sherlock.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Thank you. Everett Ross is the name of Martin
Okay.
Freeman's character in
Yeah.
the MCU.
Very generic. I mean, that was the comic, yeah. But
I
I just know Bilbo. That's all.
that's fair.
Oh yes, he actually is Bilbo too.
I knew who
I'm
sings that.
shocked
Leonard
with-
Nimoy sings that. That's right.
I
Bring it all
always-
around.
Oh god, the amount of people I know that like don't know that Martin Freeman's in Love Actually because all his scenes get cut when it plays on TV in a lot of places.
Yeah, because he's the stand-in and
Yeah,
he's
he's the stand-in
not wearing
one.
clot's.
He's basically that subplot's impossible to do. There are some
Yeah.
insane TV cuts of Love Actually if you ever see them.
There's a lot of-
Really?
Yeah, I have not watched the TV cuts
Why?
because they had to put it
They
on
had
TV.
to because
yeah,
there's nudity and like cussing
Okay.
and like
All right.
I
talking about watching porn even if they don't show it, and it goes weird places.
Once I like I back when I was visiting my parents for Christmas, and then I watched Love Actually with my mom, and then I was on the plane. It was on the plane too, and they had the TV cut, and watching them back to back was fascinating. Laura Linney
Okay.
has a disappearing bra during her not quite love scene, but her thing comes out, and her bra just magically appears over her dress that was strapless. So you definitely would have seen her bra straps. And then this is the other super insane thing, which is okay. You know that like scene where Hugh Grant's prime minister meets his like love interest?
Yeah.
That she goes, "Oh, I thought I was gonna do something like I thought I was gonna like mess up by cussing," and then she accidentally like left the F word slip.
Oh.
She just said like, "Oh, I thought I was gonna fuck it up," something like that, and she goes, "Oh, like the cut, which is a normal human thing to do, to accidentally cuss." The TV cut is, "I thought I was gonna do something stupid like kiss you," and then she randomly kisses him on the cheek.
Oh, that
Which
doesn't
is
sound right
Not how humans interact with each other ever.
at all.
Like,
I'm a TV cut human.
like
I'm a TV. Hi, welcome to Star Trek. We're going to talk about
was
Love Actually
sitting
now.
on this plane trying not to lose it giggling because it was so weird. Like,
Oh my god, that woman next to me is so high. Yeah.
yeah. I think people would have been concerned because people think I look young now, and I was only like 19 when this happened. So people would have
Oh,
been like,
wow.
"This teenager, what is she on?"
What is she doing? No.
Yeah.
Um, I have a question for all you guys. What do you see the show going in the future if there is indeed another season?
I mean, if we're not really supposed to be talking about the second half, I have like thoughts
Right.
because we're only going 11 through 15.
Oh, you're. Oh, okay.
So I don't know if I can say without giving away too
Next week?
much. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, next week then. Yeah. Okay.
Um,
I'll defer that.
but I really
I
hope
think
it does get season 3.
Oh yeah.
I think I can say, since this was kind of part of 11 through 15, is that it should kind of continue with Dal. Because we've always focused a lot on Gwen's
Yeah.
family
Mm-hmm.
and her, her planet. So now that that chapter's closed, what's the next chapter to open? And I think we need to learn a little more about Dal.
I agree.
I think,
that would be
you
good.
know, of course, the aftermath of what happened at the end of the series
Mhm.
or the season.
Murph gets a
So-
romantic partner. Yep.
Murph gets a romantic
That
partner.
was
Yes,
funny.
that needs to be
Teenage
important.
Murph. That's right.
Teenage
Toddler,
Murph
aquatic.
going
Teenage
through
Murph going
having
through puberty.
what's the Vulcan where they
Ponfar.
Ponfar?
yes,
Oh
Yeah.
my
Murph
god.
has a Ponfar.
Murph goes to Ponfar.
So
that's
I
great.
think
I guess
that would
how
be
old
important.
is Majel and how young are they when they go through Ponfar the first time?
Well, it's interesting. We don't
According
really
to Star
know
Trek
the age
3,
of Majel.
pretty young.
Pretty young.
But that's a
Pretty
Genesis
young.
Vulcan, so who knows?
Yeah, pretty young, and also
These,
the
yeah.
second you think about what's happening in that scene, you go, "Oh no!"
I'm so
Yeah.
glad
Don't think about it.
she wasn't pregnant in the movie. That would be weird. But
Oh, that was a thing that they thought about.
I
doing.
know, but
Oh
luckily they
yeah,
didn't show that.
yeah. They took it out.
Thank
That's
you,
good.
God.
But that would be
God.
my,
yeah.
to not spoil too much of 16 to 20. But
Right.
Although I am thinking this is like 2 episodes. It's like Kate Mulgrew's in every episode, but it's like almost like the Wells on The Flash. You'll never know exactly who Kate Mulgrew is going to play.
Oh yeah, that's
Depending on the
right. That's
episode.
right.
yeah.
You know what? I
All
have a
hollow novel.
I have a wish for season 3.
More
I
Kate
want to
Mulgrews?
see. No, I would like to see Captain Harry Kim. Like,
Yeah, Stan's not here anymore to poo-poo the idea. 'Cause
yeah, look. I
would
know.
like that.
I know there's.
And
a
then
bunch
he
of people
dies right away.
Oh, that'll be awful. Look, I
Oh,
know there's a
now
bunch
it's
of people-
awful.
Now
okay.
you don't want people to die.
Now it's
Say you
awful.
wanted death of the children, but not
But
Kim.
not the fully grown
not
adult.
Kim. No, not Harry Kim. You could kill all the kids, but not Harry Kim. Sorry. To be fair, guys, I just wanted to film myself a little bit. The only reason I said that was because I thought it would be a really good teachable moment for the show to have. But
I would say
Could be,
I feel
yeah.
like you kind of have that with the Diviner last season. I mean, the Diviner is
Right.
not back from
Is
the dead.
evil.
The Diviner is just a
Right.
younger version
Died.
of the Diviner.
right, you're right. He's just dead. Yeah.
And
yeah.
so is
I like the crossover idea.
So is oh my god,
Well-
so is Adreek. I remembered his name at the last second.
Yeah.
So is Gwen's poor shuttle pilot that blew up.
Oh yeah, that's right. She blew
So
up.
is
That's
every
right.
single person the loom touched. They just can't talk about it because they don't remember them.
You know what? I revised my statement. I've had enough death already.
Okay, good.
You want them all
I don't-
loomed out of existence. So
Yeah.
we don't
I was gonna say
remember
what
that.
now. I'm assuming, being Star Trek fans, you have read books of
Yeah.
the Star Trek books. I found that the loom was very much of Coda with the Davidians. Like it
Oh.
reminded me of that.
Mhm.
I've not read
It was
Coda,
very
but
similar.
I
It
know
was
it's
very
supposed to be great.
similar with that.
Yeah.
I love Coda, and I think they did amazing with the characters and how they ended that timeline. Definitely a lot of similarities. But what was interesting for me, because I've read the book a bunch of times, and going from having the thought in your head, I kind of was watching it on screen.
Mhm.
So slight differences, obviously, but I think the loom was definitely a very very scary. So
I went right to the Langoliers from Stephen King, which I know
Mhm.
it was either Aaron or the Hagemans did mention that was part of it too.
It's
Which
Mhm.
is it's a pretty good novella in one of those. I think it's in 4 Past Midnight. It's got 4 novellas in one book. There was a movie. I think it was a TV movie, and it's not great, but there's some moments. But they're
yeah.
basically the same thing. They come and then they just eat everything, and then they have to
I
escape.
thought of it. This is more being erased. God, I'm trying to. Basically the like in Doctor Who.
The Reavers.
Well, the like crack in Amy's wall, and then it turns into more like there's more the crack in the universe. Because I think at some point they call it the silence, but then you realize
The
that's
silence,
not-
yeah.
that's- but then
There
but then I
is
don't-
an almost loom-like thing in
Yeah.
one episode called
I
the
didn't,
Reavers.
I
Yeah.
didn't want to call them the silence because that would make. Well, I guess it's
because you're
kind of like
talking about when like Rory
when Rory gets
disappeared from
Because for a while
existence.
they were
Yeah.
calling that the silence, but then the silence is actually the big creepy thing that you don't remember.
Yeah.
Which I guess
Right.
is
Yeah.
the kind of the opposite of it.
Which was
Um,
really like the
Also,
religious
yeah.
organization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the loom for me. I mean, I know they don't look like these. I know they don't look like these villains, but the loom reminded me a lot of the Dementors from Harry
I
Potter.
can see it, just the creepiness of them.
Yeah, the creepiness of
They're
them.
similar. They're very
Yeah,
similar.
there-
I thought
there's
they
a
reminded me
similarity.
most of the robots from the Matrix.
I think also
Because
this
of the
specifically
squid-like part.
CW Flash. It reminded me of Time Race. I don't think Time Race erase you from existence, but they do follow you for fucking up the timeline, and they're creepy.
That's right. They do.
So that part reminded me of them.
Yeah.
I like. Yeah, it's just they're a well trod sci-fi type of thing.
Yep, there you go.
Oh, there you go.
I love
Sorry, it's
this.
a little dusty.
I have read very little Stephen King, mostly because every time I look at one of his novels, I go, "Oh no, too big."
My
I
my
love.
husband
Although you're
has
saying that's a collection of short stories.
Yeah, it's 4
Correct.
novellas.
Oh,
So,
4 novellas.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
Well, that's
so yeah,
and
they're
there's
not
he
that
has
long.
a bunch
each
of
one.
so.
those.
I
Yeah.
think I probably saw the size of that book and then didn't realize it was 4 novellas. Like
He has a bunch of them. My husband has 67 Stephen King books, I believe we're at.
I was
Um,
almost caught up with King when I
Big-
went to college in '95, and then I fell off, and I'm hopelessly
and
behind.
then
But I almost was up 95 before I've read almost everything.
I
Yeah, every time one
Wow.
comes out, we just buy it.
Both
and
versions of
add
The
to the
Stand I'd
collection.
read, including the giant one. But
Mhm.
I
What's your
want to
favorite
read
Stephen
more
King book?
I think I should go with get like audiobooks though, because I feel like I'm just always so
That's me. Yeah.
intimidated by
Yeah,
the size of
I'm
them.
yeah. I'm
And I
actually
read like
I'm
classic literature, so I don't know why I'm so intimidated, but
they're
I'm
easy
actually
to read.
reading.
I mean, yeah, they read easy.
okay, that's good.
Yeah, I'm actually reading. I'm reading Under the Dome right now.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
But for those of you who read Stephen King books here, what's your favorite Stephen King book?
Oh, it's still The Stand.
You stand? Okay.
I do not read Stephen King books, but my husband does. He does love The Stand, though it was
Mhm.
hard for him to get through because so dense and a lot.
It's
Big, right?
what 1,400
But
pages.
it's a lot. Yeah, he is though a huge. He does is it the Dark Towers
Yeah.
series.
All the
and then,
Dark
of
Tower
course,
series.
I think
It has always been a big one. Just so when the movies came out, he was kind of glad that they really stuck with the story from the book. But though at some points he was like, "I'm glad they didn't add this part to the movie because that would have been too
Everyone
much." And I'm
knows
like,
that
"What?"
part.
Yes, I was
know
like,
it-
"I
know it
don't
for
want to
it.
know."
I don't
about
know
it
it for
here,
that
but-
series.
Yeah,
I
So,
think the
yeah.
only Stephen King thing I've actually read is the short story that Shawshank Redemption is based on.
Yeah.
Rita
Rita
Hayworth
Hayworth.
and the Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, Rita
Yeah.
Hayworth.
I knew it was slightly different names, that's why I was like, I'm just gonna say what I'm thinking, and someone will know the title of it.
Right. No, I think my two favorite Stephen King books presently, I really love Misery. I love Christine.
I've seen most
also-
of these movies.
Yeah. I also really like 11/22/63. I don't like
that
I
one's
don't
good.
like I don't like the miniseries that JJ did. I'll never forgive him for that. I
I also have the problem that I'm a scaredy cat, so there's some
Yeah.
Stephen King that I cannot and will not read.
It was
Um,
probably the scariest of all.
yeah.
Um, Yeah,
And
I can barely get through
Mhm.
it miniseries / movies. Like,
There's a lot of good stories that are more thriller
yeah,
than
that's
scary, right? Suspenseful.
yeah, that's
That's
where I'm like, I
a
need to
good
know
majority of
that
Stephen's books.
and not Scary Clown.
The
Like,
Institute, that was one
No
that my
Scary
husband
Clown.
really did enjoy.
I don't even know what that one
That's
is.
No,
one
I
of his
can't.
that's one of his recent ones.
Oh, okay.
No,
That makes sense.
yeah, no, I can't read it because Joss Whedon made me afraid of clowns. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can never read that book.
And the movies are definitely different from the books.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
Yeah, they're all over the place.
they're all over the place. The books are definitely something my husband's like, though the books are the best. The movies are
I
sometimes
like some of the
just complete
movies from short
difference.
stories that just go like a 20-page story where almost nothing happens, and then
Like
there's
The
just
Green Mile was
huge movie.
amazing.
oh yeah, The Green Mile is a great movie.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny.
So
I know The Shining is a great movie. It's not a very good adaptation of the Stephen King book, The Shining.
Yeah.
oh yeah, the Shining book and then the
Yeah.
movie are complete like Stephen
Yeah.
King hates The
Okay.
Shining.
I also yes, The Salon is starting soon, and everyone should check it out because they're always a lot of fun there.
Oh yeah,
As
Yeah,
before, now
also-
we've start talking about Stephen King.
I know. So I
Also,
guess we
yeah,
should wrap it up.
Move from Prodigy to Stephen King. My apologies.
Hey, we're in
Also-
the other universe where Stephen King wrote Star Trek. So
Oh
Yes.
God!
Yes. Oh
You
my
know
God,
what?
that would be so much fun.
You know what? I would
just
prefer
an
that
episode.
to
It'd be awesome.
Quentin
Just one.
Tarantino.
oh yeah,
Hey, Stephen
Yeah.
King wrote an episode of X-Files. I will have him write an episode.
Oh, yeah,
of
that's right, he
Star Trek
did.
and see.
That's really fun.
Yeah,
The funny thing is, I
Chimera.
think Stephen King.
I forgot that. Yeah,
Stephen King writing a Star Trek episode. I think he actually would have a fun idea. I have no.
I think he
interest-
would.
I have no interest in whatever Quentin Tarantino was thinking.
I love the William Gibson X-Files episode, first-person shooter, but
That's a good
That's
one.
a good one. That one's fun.
I forgot that Stephen King wrote one too.
I've seen a lot of piecemeal of X Files, like catching it on like TV
Rachel, look
when I
at
was
Brian.
younger. So
Brian biggest derailment of us.
Yeah.
going-
Oh, just wait.
Oh my
It's the
God,
worst.
sorry. Biggest derailment.
this is.
Sorry.
I don't even know
Joel
that's true.
mentioned it. I got 68
I
books here
did.
to stick on the shelf. Or you mentioned it. Yeah, it was
Fair.
just
I take the
I
blame.
did.
It's
the
fine.
floor passed.
For-
No,
I
it-
think we've
no,
gone
no,
off on
it-
Jane Austen before, but I do always have a Jane Austen Funko Pop behind me, so I don't
There
think
you
it feels like that big.
I
of a
said
deal
it in a
to me.
Prodigy uniform though, so it still counts.
So it still
It
counts.
still counts. It really does. And I'm sure there's some kind of
Still counts.
connection. But actually, I did
That's-
want to say real fast
yeah.
is with Wesley's character about how timey-wimey, very Doctor Who he was. I
Mhm.
did get 11th Doctor vibes, and I really liked how they were taking him where he's been a
Yeah.
traveler so long. He had so much in his head that he was just ping-ponging all these
Mhm.
ideas. Oh, wait, this. Oh, wait, severe ADHD, basically. And
Yeah.
Relatable.
yeah, very relatable. I was like, typical Tuesday for my daughter. But it was very nice to just see the development with Wesley when it comes to that, just how much he's changed since we last saw him in The Next Generation. And yeah, I mean,
in my
I would
head,
love
he
to
was
talk
still,
about
like-
one particular scene, but that's at
Yeah.
episode 20,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
coming up.
Still,
next
because
week.
I love that it's still like he seems like he's still adjusting to it, and like he's still like seems
Yeah.
like he's used to it, but even being used to having something going weird with your brain is still weird.
And he's
someone
still
who's been
shell-shocked
diagnosed
from the
with, like,
time war,
ADHD,
I think too. Even though that's in
Yeah.
the future for most people in that
Yes.
universe.
Yeah.
But as
No,
someone,
It's like
with
there's not enough
ADHD
of us anymore. I mean, it was
Someone
just like,
with
whoa.
ADHD, like if someone is like, "Oh, you've had it forever, so you know how to deal with it," and I was like, "Yeah, there's just something wrong
That's
with my
not
brain."
how it works.
Like,
And the thing is that he was all like, linear time is a trip.
yeah.
Now, in that part though, were they at Tau Alpha C? Is that where they were?
I
Because I,
think
saw
they
the
were in the
statues of the
ziggurat
trap.
yeah.
thing still.
Or at
Okay.
least something
Because I saw the
inspired by it.
statues of the traveler, basically, and I was like, are they in Tau
I
Alpha
think
C?
that was in the ziggurat.
Okay. Okay. It
Most
was
of
I
that
don't
stuff
think it was in
was,
the-
even if it looked like the supervisor. That was the
'Cause I
supervisor's
never-
apartment
I
was in the
now I
ziggurat.
don't understand if Tal
Got it.
Alpha C is where all the travelers are from, or if that's just where he's from.
It's where they
where
go
he's
for
from.
vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah, or if that's just where that particular.
That's the
traveler was
Ryza?
from.
Yeah, the rise of time
Um,
travel.
Still right.
'Cause
The Rise of the
I
Travelers.
assumed, but now Wesley's a traveler, so I'm like, well, Wesley's not from there.
Tau Alpha C. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing was, is I did. It was funny. I don't know too much TOS And I know it's Assignment Earth, I believe the episode's
Yeah.
called, but
It's
I
just
just
the
remember
one.
looking, I was like,
Yeah.
that's but I just was like, that's the Terry Gar episode with the black cat. That's all.
Yep.
I remember.
That's how I remember
Put a
too.
black
except
cat
for
in it,
the-
and I will remember it for days. Like,
It's so funny if I remember a
ISIS.
Star Trek episode name or not. It's like because sometimes they're very easy to remember. Sometimes Sarek is there and they're called Sarek, and sometimes they're Shakespeare quotes. So and sometimes it's the same Shakespeare quote, like a little different for a
Oh,
couple
God,
of different
yeah.
series, and I'm like,
yeah,
please, I love Shakespeare, and please stop. Like,
Yeah. I don't.
choose a
Yeah.
different
It's
quote.
yeah. It's very hard for me to remember Star Trek episode titles. I can't do it. Like I can remember Buffy episode titles, but not Star Trek titles.
I still know almost every Buffy episode title, and I don't know that
Yeah.
anymore.
Like
I
you
felt
know,
I need to
bad
make
beer.
flashcards so I can remember
Mhm.
them. But
There's
I'm pretty good at
there's bad
TNG.
beer. There's
Yeah.
Welcome to the Hellmouth. There's I Robot Eugene, which is a really good episode.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
But yeah, I was saying it's a Star Trek episode. Yeah, almost 1,000. There's just a very different type of episode naming titles sometimes.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
now I need to because when I was rewatching, I didn't remember any of the season 2 ones because when they first went on Netflix, they didn't put the episode titles.
yeah, all the streaming
Really?
services I think hold those
Yeah,
back so
first.
they don't leak. So they're not
Yeah.
there initially.
They
Oh,
also
maybe.
they did fix their misspelling of Maquis.
Yeah, that's good. That was
Wait a
funny
minute.
when that on the
They
first
what-
day when I watched it.
They made me laugh so hard because I was like, I'm used to weird Star Trek alien. We don't know exactly how it's spelled. That's just a French word. Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
that is a real thing. That's not a weird Star Trek thing.
No.
Nope. But
Yeah,
it was
me,
the
like, trying to
English,
say
captioning robots. So, yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
no French allowed.
I do you. I
Fine
now I have a
Englishman.
theory. They definitely got Chakotay wrong a couple of times, and that just got pointed out to them, right? Like,
Yeah,
because that's a major character's name.
Name. Yeah.
certain proper nouns they should get right from the get go.
Yeah, because it should be. No, that's how you say this, or that's how you spell this.
An intern should, control F.
Look at that properly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The
Before it-
problem is, as I've done stuff with captioning before, the Control F assumes they got it wrong the same way every time.
I know you have to do Control F CHA hopefully,
Yeah.
and then yeah.
Mm.
I once did a captioning on something where a company had the titles RCI, and every single time it did the word R, the word C, and then the word I.
Yeah, I believe
And
it.
I
Oh,
was like,
wow.
why?
No.
think you might be able to fix it easier at least. But
Yeah. No, the worst thing
Yeah.
is something with my voice in it, and that's the worst, doing captioning of something with your own voice. I guess any last thoughts about these 5 episodes before we...
I really enjoyed seeing Wesley Crusher again. I said it before,
yeah.
Mhm.
but Wesley Crusher is awesome. I like that sweater. Like the only time I didn't like Wesley Crusher is in season 1, where I just wanted to. But throughout the years, he grew on me.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, but it's just great seeing
See,
Will Wheaton back in Star Trek.
I
again.
always liked Wesley, but I was like 12 when I first watched TNG. I had a crush on Wesley.
Yeah,
you
I
were too
think
old for him to be in
for-
Teen Beat, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I think though, like I said earlier, this is kind of the redemption that
Mhm.
we needed for Wesley. This is definitely something that Will Wheaton deserves.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
To come back in the fashion that he did is just absolutely perfect. I mean, Will loves Star Trek, and it's a highlight for him. This is probably the best time, and he got to, even though it was in animated fashion, he got to reunite with Gates and do this,
Mhm.
these scenes and things like that. And it's just really good that this happened, and that Wesley was pivotal to a story, and it wasn't like shoehorned in. It was,
Mhm.
it all made sense. It like
And
literally
no
was
one
like,
was
I
questioning
can
why he was
see it.
helping.
No one,
Like-
yeah, no one questioned it. It was just perfect on how it went down. So yeah, and then the fact that they just brought Beverly back for those, 2 minutes.
It was
Yeah.
so cool.
It was
So
just
good.
absolutely perfect, and I was so excited. And it's like the only Janeway and Beverly scene that we got, and I'm
Mhm.
like, I'll
Yep.
take it. And I still think though that they should have had her hair go like still have some red in it as it's turning white. Because Beverly should have been like 61 here, but
Yeah. I think there was some red, right?
Yeah. No, it
I
was
think
pretty
they were still
white,
doing
wasn't
the
it?
color like she had in Picard with the dark, and
Okay.
then but that's just being nitpicky. It's not really a big deal. But I do really enjoy that they brought her back just even for that little bit in this part.
Yeah, all of that, and yeah, the giant thank you to Will for sticking around is just lovely. In addition to Wes, it's just for what
how
they
hard
did
do
to
you have-
him in TNG, it's just
How hard do you think it had
Exactly.
to be for Will Wheaton interviewing people on the Ready Room and being like, "I have a thing coming," like
They held this
Yeah.
for like
They held it forever.
a year.
he rolled
Well
well.
over a year.
well, because
If you watch Tabletop, you know he can fail pretty bad. So
I know I've seen Will Wheaton roll.
yeah, the dice try to kill him.
No, but this was great.
Yeah, they well no, because there was someone had put together that Robert Picardo was a while ago in the show because he had there was something where he was took a picture and they're like, "Are you at Nickelodeon Studios?" And this was
I heard about that.
way before anything was announced with him.
Oh wow.
He's like, I'm on
you were saying-
SpongeBob.
Yeah, what I was going to say, Beverly is in this batch of episode when Janeway talks to Beverly in this batch of episodes.
Episode 13.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we're talking about.
It's not long, but
Yeah,
it's very good.
that's why we're saying 2 minutes. Like that.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's 2 minutes, but it's
Yeah.
the best between Janeway and Beverly.
It's a lot in there.
was
It's
just
just like
cool.
every 2 minutes of Prodigy. There's a lot crammed into it.
Yeah, well, because they only
Right.
have half an hour to go, go, go,
Yeah.
go, 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 go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw another interview. Yeah, and Aaron Walke confirmed these are 23-page scripts. I don't know
Wow.
how they
A
can do it. I
page.
thought they wrote 35-page scripts and talked.
Well, you're right. That's a minute a page.
Yeah,
I know, which is
Yeah.
normal live action, but I mean,
Yeah,
I thought
animated.
I didn't think they
Yeah.
were doing it.
Yeah. Jesus. 24 pages? That's crazy.
Apparently, first season they were doing 25, and they were like, it was hard to edit, so they were like, cut it down to 23.
Okay.
Still amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff.
I wish I knew. There are children who watch the show. I just don't know any. I'm just at a weird part of my life where people either have babies or they're adults. I know there's no one in
Yeah.
between.
I have bought my brother. I have 2 nephews who are 11 and 14. Season 1. I don't know if they watched it yet, but I harassed them. I bought them the video game too.
Oh, cool. And
They have a
did
lot of
play
video
it?
games, so I don't know.
But
How much
did they-
but
Oh.
I 100%ed it, but
Okay.
I can definitely say that your new niece and nephew that is coming,
Yeah.
just start them now and just keep
Oh.
Who
playing
knows?
as they get
Who knows?
What's
older.
funny is you don't know
Who
this
knows?
part. That niece or nephew is coming either today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, I know. That's what I'm
They could be
saying.
here.
Your niece and nephew
Oh,
that's coming, just
'cause I
start
told
it
you
now.
earlier- I don't know who I've told. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
To start them early.
that
They
happened.
could be
I
here
will
right
be
now.
buying. I will be buying them
could-
that bib.
Paramount, why don't you have Murph onesies?
Why?
Why?
Why don't you have anything?
Why
No,
not
why don't
more baby clothes for me to buy?
Yeah,
Right?
a rock onesie.
Future
Oh, there's so
child.
many Prodigy onesies you could do for little kids.
That's cool.
There are bibs that look like uniforms, which maybe I should order one on Amazon right now. I just have it. I feel like those show up at
They
their house.
do
and they'll be
have
and they're
some baby onesies of
Yeah.
they're supposed to look like the Captain Picard.
Mhm.
They're hard to find, but they do have them out there.
I remember. I think there are some with everything TOS stuff that's easy to find.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And those are pretty
Some
easy to do
TNG
too. Just
after-
one color and a badge, and then
Mhm.
Yeah. Later on, though, I'm not I don't think any Discovery or any that kind of
No, because
outfit.
that would involve them making merch for newer shows.
They're
And
not
that's
going to do that.
They don't like money.
Except,
We know that.
They don't like
Lower-
money.
Apparently
Nobody likes
not.
money.
I don't
Did
know
you-
who at Lower Decks.
Yeah,
Like, and I'm
yeah.
glad they're doing this. I don't know who at Lower Decks has like.
It's the
dirt
production
on
company.
someone?
Mm-hmm.
The production company was given license to make their own merch. That's why it's
Okay,
so good.
that's why. That
Yeah.
I
The
was like,
T-shirts
either-
alone. I mean,
Yeah, I was like, either.
why wouldn't you
either-
want T-shirts for your shows? And then Lower Decks is like, here, you're 10 a season.
And I'm sorry. Well, and I'm sorry people aren't by the Murph popcorn bowl.
The
Even I heard
$65.
even Aaron
Buy
Walk-
their
even-
popcorn bowl.
that I've heard even Aaron Walkie make fun of. Like
Yeah.
like at STLV, he called it like I believe he
They gave
called
that
it-
one away at the costume contest.
I think he
Mhm.
called it the Spock's helmet of Prodigy. Like,
Except it's not
That's
cool.
funny.
yeah. Because I remember being
Yeah.
like, "Oh, there's Prodigy. How much is it?
Mhm.
It has a sticker on it. It says
Is
Prodigy.
it just a sticker?" Like,
I don't know.
I believe the
I've
one
seen
they
it on the
gave away at
website.
the costume contest, the people at the panel signed.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
like,
cool.
that one is actually worth something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's legitimately insane. So we don't need my rant about why they aren't merchandising this children's show.
You know what? But maybe since Paramount has new owners now, maybe they'll
Yeah.
be smarter.
Well, hopefully.
Hopefully,
It can't get worse, really, in that regard.
Yeah, it can't get worse.
I mean, it
Knock on wood.
legitimately can't. Like, at least this time, Lower Deck's not leaving the platform.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm really excited to see what Skydance is going to do with Paramount in general. Because I like Skydance as a entity quite a bit.
It was definitely the one of looking at all the ones that I'm like, that's the one I think will go the best.
Yeah.
Of,
for sure.
like, they seem to
Out of the
actually
ones that
be.
bid.
They weren't venture capitalists. They were like, hey, we're a production company and we want to continue making things. And I'm like, great. That's literally the least I could ask for at this point.
Yeah, they weren't
Yeah,
like,
no.
I know, let's put Star Trek into Yellowstone, and then it'll be both better for both.
No.
This season, Lower Decks visits Yellowstone.
No. No, and and the great thing about
And then they all die, and Marcelo's happy. No!
Oh my God!
And Marcelo's putting the brig on an
Oh.
episode of Yellowstone.
No!
Yeah. No.
no!
Oh my God.
fuck. Oh my God! Would you imagine that? That's the
Everyone
funniest
is like,
thing
who
ever.
was that guy they put in the
Who
brig?
was
Oh,
that
you'd have to
guy?
watch the internet. but-
Yeah. It's be you watching. Why is Kevin Costner here?
We
Like
switched
Kevin
this week.
Costner just shows up and starts shooting everyone.
Before I've had that happen in fan fiction. Something turned out to be a crossover for something I hadn't watched.
Oh my God!
So you got half of it?
Oh,
That's
I was
funny.
halfway through the fic, and it was a psych fic, and the entire cast of Criminal Minds showed up, and I was like,
Oh.
who are these people?
What? Oh
I think
my
I
God!
saw the one episode Will Wheaton was in Criminal Minds. That's
I've
the only one I watched.
seen
Actually, you know
episodes
what?
here and there, catching them randomly on TV.
You know what?
I believe
Criminal
I
Mi- yeah.
stopped reading, read a quick Wikipedia thing enough to get through the fic, and then just continued reading.
Criminal Minds is such. If you like CSI and
Yeah.
NCIS,
I liked it. I just never had time.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well, the
Criminal
weird
Minds is
thing
such a
about
good
it
show.
is Psych is a comedy, and then I
Yeah.
was reading. This was in 2020. I had a lot of time on my hands.
I wonder why.
And then I noticed. I guess there's a huge crossover. I guess they're both like shows of people solving crimes.
Procedural in some regards.
Yeah, a ton of like none of the characters ever showed up again, but a lot of psych fics, people would talk about Criminal Minds, and I'd be like, "Is this a thing?" Like,
I guess.
I guess.
so my friend got a text every time. I was like, "Criminal Minds is coming up again."
Oh my God, that's funny.
Yeah, so I like these 5 episodes. I thought they were really good.
Yeah. Bring it
They're
back
really-
to Star Trek. Yeah.
All Star Trek, like pretty much, I'm almost like all Star Trek is good Star Trek, and this is the best Star Trek.
Yeah.
And we do get to see the Bassard collectors in action, which is, that doesn't happen normally. So that was very fun in episode 12.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think I've ever seen those things work.
I
So
don't
that's
think they've
really
ever done it. Now I was trying to think. I was like, they talk about them a lot, but they've never done anything.
yeah, but it was really cool seeing them actually work this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, does anyone have any final thoughts they want to say before we?
The Bessard Collector was my final thought.
Yeah.
Those are my notes that I
That's
had.
fair.
Other than they do show the turbo lifts as in reality here, which I got to think is a dig on Discovery. But
look, I honestly want to go on the turbo lift roller coaster. It seems fun.
that's how you
That is so
die.
cool.
You go on that thing.
That's how you die.
Outside the turbo lift. If you're in the turbo lift,
No.
it's fine.
How you die is being in anything Marcelo's writing.
That's true.
Yeah, that's right. That's how you die. Yeah. You know what? You
Yeah.
know what? You know what? I get a lot of my friends complain so much when they read my stuff because they're like, oh, good, you didn't kill anyone.
I'm
Yeah.
now realizing you said you were like based a character off me in something, and now I'm like very
I
worried
did.
about that character.
No. But the thing is, the character based on you is my main character, and I'm not gonna kill my
Oh,
main
so everyone
character. Why
around
would
her
I?
will die. Cool,
Really?
cool,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Really,
yeah.
Marcelo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one will
Everybody-
expect it true, but
Yeah, no, seriously,
True.
seriously.
Unless you pull like
no.
a Scream killing off Drew Barrymore.
No, I'm not gonna do that. But
Yeah.
basically,
it's Rachel Stark. She's the
No, but-
star of this.
no, but basically, everybody around you suffers.
Yep. That sounds
Yeah.
right.
That sounds right for what it is.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
apparently for you writing it. But I
Yeah,
tonight.
Yeah.
I
Like what Brian said, pour one out for a drink. He saved the
Yeah.
ship. He sure
He
did.
sure did. Here's
That
my-
was-
I don't have alcohol. I have water.
I have water as well.
I finished
yes.
my beer, but there we go.
I finished my water actually.
I have a giant
I have-
water bill, but
Yeah, I have 4 waters on the ground here, but you can see them here.
I'm not pouring it on my carpet.
This is actually a fairly big water. It's the size of my head.
Empty bottle of water.
It's also, I will say, every time I go and like rewatch a batch for like to do these, I'm always like, oh, I have to rewatch it again, and then I'm like so transfixed, and I'm like, I just want to watch this, and I don't want to do anything else. It's
Yeah, I
so
watched
good.
10 through 15 because I was in the middle of my third rewatch. I was on episode 10 anyway.
Oh, nice.
So I just
that worked
went
out well.
through 15 after
Yeah.
work today and got it done. And
I
it
watched.
did not take long.
Yeah, I watched 9 through 19. I'm one short. I was one short.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Prodigy is very good, and I would like to watch more Prodigy. Thank you. That's my last word. Next.
18 seasons and 10 movies. Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly. We
Yeah,
need that
I agree.
8-year-old to be a fully grown woman by the end of this show.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
I love Prodigy. I think they're doing a really good job keeping, canon and keeping all the stories of all the different shows intact. And it's
Yeah,
just been really
definitely.
good to see.
Not just canon, but fixing it. Fixing things.
fixing
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing.
Making things
Yeah.
make sense. Fixing
Yeah.
Chakotay as
Yeah.
a character.
Yep.
Fixing Chakotay.
Actually, you know what?
Very
Actually, you know what? Actually, making him interesting. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not-
Amazing.
I think
Yeah.
as far as I know, it's the only thing is at one point he goes, nature's out of balance here. And I went, that's like the only thing close to what like they would do with him in Voyager. And I went, that's it. That's the only one you're allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Let's not
it.
forget
No more.
Chakotay and the cowboy hat.
Yeah. Chakotay in a cowboy hat.
That was cool.
I
that
like
works.
that.
It
Also,
worked.
Apparently I just really love it when you put characters in a cowboy hat because I also really like Data in the Royale cowboy hat.
Yep. See?
It's what it is, man.
Or Deanna in a cowboy hat.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Nice.
Deanna in that was fantastic. I
Oh,
think
that was amazing.
I always
Good
remember
job.
the Royale. I
Marina.
think Father and I remember the Royale scene for the same reason. It's one of the only mentions of Texas.
Oh,
Well, now
I
Lower
do
Decks.
love that episode.
That's
It's,
true,
it's
yeah.
weird.
That
I
is
love that.
legitimately one of my favorite episodes. I love that.
I don't get the
episode.
hate. It's weird, but I
It's
love
weird. I legitimately.
I know.
Like all the others, so bad they're good. But people, I'm like, I get why people don't like the Royale. I was like, I just think it's good. But also that character, the character from Texas, is from Lubbock, which is where I was born.
There you go.
oh, there.
woo. No, but one of my guilty pleasure Trek episodes. Everybody doesn't like it. It's a Royale, the one with the
Yeah, the Royale. That's the thing is because I'll sometimes give that as my answer as my guilty pleasure one. I don't feel
Yeah.
guilty about liking the Royale.
No, it's good. I love
It's
that.
a good
I love that
episode. Like,
That should be the
What?
one Tarantino remakes. They could just make it the Royale with cheese and then be set.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
my
That's
God.
awesome. You know what? You know what? You know what, Joe? You know what? I'll buy that right now.
I think so. Yeah.
now
I'll
it's
buy
making
it.
me want a burger.
In
Like,
In France. Or Europe.
France.
yeah.
Mm.
Or maybe I'll just go watch the Royale. That's the
Oh,
Royale
would
is
you
my
do that?
go-to when I'm like a little down and I want to watch Star Trek to cheer up. I'll watch the Royale. That's my.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
legitimately one of my favorite episodes. And people were like, "Why this episode?" And I was like, it's good. I can't tell you. Like,
There's all those character actors who will play all the characters. It's...
yeah, it's fun
Yeah.
and like,
And what's his name? Who's in Angel? Is the
oh yeah, the guy.
he's the
Yeah,
hotel guy?
He's also in Lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always
he's-
think
yeah.
Angel though, because
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's so good
yeah.
at Angel.
he is so
He
good in
is.
Angel.
But what? Yeah.
I can't think of that actor's
Wolfram
name.
and Hart guy. That's
Yeah. The
I,
Wolfman Hart guy, the one that Angel lets Darla and Drusilla kill eventually. Spoilers
But he's
for
back. Our terms of service don't end at death. But...
I also like Jonathan Frakes and Michael Dorn and Brent Spiner are like they're doing really good comedic stuff. I'll do that episode if you like
Oh, yeah.
if
Oh,
you like
yeah.
watch them really well. And because I keep rewatching it. Yeah.
Also, I like the other TNG episode that's a comfort episode for me is the one about the binars. The
Oh, yeah, 10 whatever.
10
the number
what
was.
yeah, whatever.
yeah.
I get that's a good episode.
Oh yeah, it is.
Because when I'm a big fan of Riker when he plays the trombone and when he invents minuet.
Mhm.
Did he or did the Binars?
Ironically, Future Imperfect is a comfort episode for me. I watch that a lot. The other time Minuet shows up, and you're like, was he actually?
The one little moment with the birthday cake.
Yep. It makes him go, she's not real.
Comfort episode is
Yeah.
Genesis for me.
Yeah.
Ooh, good.
Also, my favorite Deep Space Nine episode. I feel like I'm going to get murdered for this, but I really like the episode that everybody can stand with Deep Space Nine. It's the one where they get stuck in the game.
Oh,
Help me.
I
Oh, the
think,
Move
It's
it-
the Alan
Move
Along
Moraine
Home?
game. Is
I-
that-
Yeah. Thank
Move
you.
Along
Thank you,
Home.
Joe. Thank you.
I get it. That's an episode I get why other people don't like it. I love it. I think it's so fun.
Yeah. That episode is so much fun,
Yes,
and it's
this
so
is
it's
Holland Man.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so good.
I love goofy Star Trek. That's like I love
Oh.
super serious Star Trek.
Yeah.
Like I love
Like
my
you
favorite
could go from
Deep
Measure of
Space-
a Man to the Royale.
Yeah,
Right?
well, my
Yeah, that's
favorite
right.
Deep Space my favorite episode of Star Trek is in the Pale Moonlight, but I also love the
Oh, the good one.
Royale and I love
Mhm.
so like in my top 5 episodes of Star Trek are the Royale and in the Pale Moonlight. So
Star Trek
that's
has
a
range.
diverse list.
Just
yeah.
like the actors.
They have
Range,
range,
yeah.
exactly.
the duality of man, if you will.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
also another one of my
Hello,
favorite
Ryan.
Deep Space Nine is the episode where Bashir celebrates his birthday, and he
gets old.
and he gets old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What has okay? There's 2 episodes that have like accidentally become a comfort episode because our man Bashir, James Bond episode is a comfort episode, and then the really good 2-parter where they go back to Earth and they have like the changeling infiltration that it turns out like kind of made up.
I don't remember the name of that one, but yeah.
I know it's definitely a 2-parter, but it's not.
Yeah, it is.
One's called
Yeah.
something about home. One's called Homefront, I think, but I can't.
Yeah, I think so. It seems right.
But those episodes are the episodes directly following those, and so what will happen is I'll put on our man Bashir and then just end up watching those 2 episodes.
Oh,
So, like, so then they
You just
accidentally
continue
became
it.
comfort episodes, even though they're quite serious.
Yeah.
My
but
comfort
also, like-
episodes are the one I rewatch for some kind of YouTube show,
Yeah.
and then it gets delayed, so I have to rewatch it again. And
oh god.
that's why I watched the animated series episode the Jihad about 18 times is because
I
I'm getting
know.
delayed. So I just watched it
just
every week.
got in right as we talked about it, watched it once, and everyone was like, I watched it so many times. And I was like, I watched it once. Like,
It's amazing. No matter what you watch in Star Trek, if you just rewatch it all the time, you'll be like, oh, it's really good.
I watched that
I
18
will say
times
this,
because
the Royale is legitimately one of the first episodes.
It is.
I got into TNG. I would come home from
Oh,
middle school.
so
It was on
funny.
Spike TV. The Royale was one of the first episodes I saw. And it was like made me go, oh, what's this? Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, they hit
Yeah.
in very different ways, obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
But what's funny, it's in the Pale Moonlight. When I first watched Deep Space Nine, a lot of things I knew about, for some reason, I had not seen any spoilers about in the Pale Moonlight. And I was like watching, and I usually I have ADHD. I fiddle with stuff while I watch stuff. And Avery Brooks was like so captivating. I just remember just like staring at him like, oh my god, like you're so good. Like Avery Brooks is always amazing, obviously, but like
Yeah,
you're
but he
so
really
good.
got some monologue.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. I think for me in the Pale Moonlight is when is the moment when Deep Space Nine said, "Here's my beer, hold it."
Yeah.
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 It's just great.
For
But
sure.
that was the one good episode that I never randomly show that episode to people because it's like I don't know how much it hits if you're not already watching the show. I know how
You don't
important
know
it is
them,
that
yeah.
they win this war and
Mhm.
like. Whereas I can show like the inner light to someone, and it's such a self-contained story that I can be like, okay, you get it.
Just show him the Royale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I actually during COVID,
I do, and
showed
most of the time they're like, "Why are you obsessed with this episode?" I'm like, "Quiet, it's good."
Quiet. No,
You need to
actually,
watch
Hey
it
guys,
again.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to go because I have
Okay.
to go to bed.
That's
All right.
fair.
but
We could
thanks-
That's very
probably,
fair. Thanks
I
for
have
being
a
here.
4 a.m. I have a 4 a.m. wake up call, so
Oh, boy.
I'm sorry.
that's fine. It's
Yeah.
just part of life. But thanks for inviting me. I had so
yeah.
much fun. Prodigy is awesome,
Yes, so good.
and yes, I absolutely enjoy it.
Okay.
So have fun, guys.
Goodbye.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye. I think we'll just wrap up, and we'll talk about the last 5 episodes probably sometime next week. Okay, live
Well,
long
let's
and
mention tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central Daylight
Yes.
Time is the regular
the
Tex-Trek
regular
deep dive.
show that is way more organized than this.
Yes, and they probably talk about Stephen King a lot less. Maybe they'll mention the X-Men, but that's probably
Maybe.
about it.
Hey, at least this last thing we're just talking about our favorite Star
Also-
Trek
yeah,
episodes.
also-
That's a
yeah.
normal thing to talk about.
We got
here.
it
Also-
back. We brought it
Yeah.
on back.
Yeah.
Also, I would like to point out on the East Coast for those of you watching the East Coast,
Mhm.
Tex-Trek is always on Fridays at 8 p.m. on the East Coast.
That's why I said Central. I try to
Yeah.
always
Central,
say Central.
sorry.
I
Yeah.
try never to say just
Sorry,
a time.
Joel.
It's
Central.
the
I
internet
don't-
and people in Austria and Australia.
Okay,
Yeah.
7-5 Pacific. There we go.
Sorry for stepping on you, Joel, but how about you?
Yeah. No worries. Okay. Yeah, I will. Everyone should check out Tex-Trek tomorrow. And live long and